Chapter 183. Seeing that the zombie spoke in human language and introduced himself, Su Chen was sure that he was the intelligent zombie. You might have misunderstood. I'm not with the humans here. There are no rules between us. Su Chen rubbed his nose and walked forward with a smile. You're not with us? Jiang Qingfeng sized up Su Chen and frowned slightly. Since you're not a human from Full Moon City, why are you slaughtering my people? He saw that although Su Chen was young, he maintained a calm appearance in front of his zombie army. He vaguely felt that Su Chen was not simple. After all, the terrifying aura formed by thousands of zombies was not something that anyone could remain calm. Su Chen sneered. You're zombies, and we're humans. We're like fire and water. Of course, we're here to hunt you. Hunt us? Jiang Qingfeng was stunned at first, then laughed wildly. Kid, you're arrogant. How dare you boast shamelessly in front of me? I want to see what you're capable of. As soon as he finished speaking, he waved his hand. The surrounding zombies rushed toward Su Chen crazily. Although he could not see through Su Chen was too young after all. Even if he was an evolved person, he would definitely not exceed level 2. Moreover, he was a level 2 zombie himself. Coupled with an army of more than 7,000 zombies, he had enough confidence to crush Su Chen and the others. You overestimate yourself. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and snorted coldly. He ordered the mechanical soldier beside him, Satoshi, go and kill that guy. The mechanical soldier was upgraded to level 3 and had the ability to fight against level 4 zombies. Although he did not know how strong Jiang Qingfeng was, in his opinion, he was not stronger than Jin Jiashi. The mechanical soldier had a high chance of killing it. Once Jiang Qingfeng was killed, the zombies would lose control and return to their original nature. In this way, there was no need to worry about the zombies escaping. They could catch them all in one fell swoop. Yes. The mechanical soldier nodded at Su Chen in a very human-like manner before sneaking towards Jiang Qingfeng. Its main target was Jiang Qingfeng. In order to avoid being exposed, it didn't attack the surrounding zombies. In addition, he was a puppet, so he didn't attract too much attention from the zombies. It was easy for him to sneak up to Jiang Qingfeng. At the same time, Wu Yang and the others were already fighting with the zombies that were rushing over. Although the situation of the battle was tragic, it was a one-sided trend. There were too many zombies to count, but the strongest one was only level 1. They were no match for Wu Yang and Yang Ling Tian. On the other hand, Yang Hao and the others were also extraordinarily brave. Killing normal zombies was as easy as chopping vegetables. Killing level 1 zombies would only take them a few moves. Shi Dainyu, in particular, was like a killing machine. He kept swinging the sky hammer in his hand, and every time he swung it, a group of zombies would fall. Those who were lightly injured died from having their bones broken, while those who were heavily injured were directly smashed into meat paste. Tan Lin and the other 2 women were also firing with all their might. Every time there was a gunshot, a zombie's head would explode and die. In the blink of an eye, hundreds of zombies had died on the spot. Seeing this scene, not only was Jiang Qingfeng shocked, but even the fat man and the others in the distance were frightened. Captain, they are too strong. Jiang Qingfeng and the others can't stop them at all. The man who spoke before said with a trembling voice. The fat man swallowed his saliva and tried to keep himself calm. Don't worry. Jiang Qingfeng hasn't made a move yet. His previous plan was to wait for Su Chen and the others to fight to the death with the zombies. Then, they could sit back and reap the benefits. However, seeing that Jiang Qingfeng's zombie army couldn't resist at all, he was a little worried. If all the zombies were killed and Su Chen and the others were still alive, they wouldn't be able to get any benefits. Chapter 184. Jiang Qingfeng watched his men die one by one in front of him, and he was anxious. Just as he was thinking of a countermeasure, he suddenly saw a guy wrapped in metal appear in front of him. Puppet? Jiang Qingfeng's eyelids twitched, and he instinctively felt a sense of danger. However, before he could react, the mechanical soldier had already closed in and raised the machete in its hand. Level 3 Puppet. Witnessing the mechanical soldier's ghostly speed, Jiang Qingfeng's heart raced. Facing the machete that was like the Grim Reaper, he went all out. Instead of retreating, he charged forward and threw a punch. One had to admit that Jiang Qingfeng's ability to adapt in the face of danger was very strong. Facing an opponent that was stronger than him, if he chose to escape, he would be easily caught and killed. Instead, using this kind of life-or-death fighting method might give him a chance of survival. However, he neglected one point. The mechanical soldier was not human, and its entire body was made of metal, so it did not have to worry about its own injuries. Jiang Qingfeng's fighting method could be said to be exactly what the mechanical soldier wanted. The mechanical soldier did not hesitate and slashed down with its machete. At this time, Jiang Qingfeng realized that something was wrong. Although his punch could hit the mechanical soldier, he would also be heavily injured. However, at this point, he could not stop. "I'll fight you to the death." Jiang Qingfeng gritted his teeth, and a violent force shot out from his body as he punched the mechanical soldier's chest. The mechanical soldier was hit by a heavy punch, but it only shook slightly before it slashed down with its machete. Crack! Jiang Qingfeng was split into two halves from head to toe. Bright red blood spurted out without any regard for his life. Immediately, the ground was dyed red. The moment he fell, two beams of light shone on his body. They were the two fragments. At this time, all the zombies were stunned. Then, the pairs of scarlet eyes were filled with extreme bloodlust. Accompanied by angry roars, all the zombies completely lost control and charged towards Su Chen and the others. "This is interesting," Su Chen smirked and ordered the intelligent war chariot, "Satoshi, fire." "Yes, master." The intelligent chariot was already prepared. When Su Chen gave the order, the level 1 pulse cannon and levelless Gatling gun on top of the chariot fired at the same time. Bang bang bang. Tut tut tut. Da da da. For a moment, the sound of guns and cannons shook the heavens and the earth. The entire city fell into a state of shock. When the fat man and the others in the opposite building saw this scene, they were all scared out of their wits. When had they ever seen such a terrifying weapon? They watched as the zombies fell in droves and were being slaughtered. They all realized one thing, which was that the zombie horde that had occupied Full Moon City for many years would very likely be destroyed here today. Logically speaking, the destruction of the zombies was undoubtedly beneficial to humans. But they couldn't bring themselves to be happy. Because they weren't the ones who destroyed the zombies, it meant that the energy stones didn't belong to them. In the face of such wealth, how could they not be jealous? Wasn't he jealous? But no matter how unwilling he was, what was the use? The 9 people in front of him were all powerful evolvers with terrifying weapons in their hands. Would they allow others to covet the energy stones? They were afraid that the moment they had this thought, they would be erased by others. Chapter 185. Just then, a few more people walked into the building. The leader was a skinny old man. As soon as he appeared, he shouted at the fat man, "Zhang Bai, what's the situation?" "Leader, you're finally here." The fat man hurriedly went up and pointed in the direction of Su Chen. "A few strangers have come. They're abnormally strong. They're killing Jiang Qingfeng's zombie army." The skinny old man frowned and asked, "Jiang Qingfeng didn't stop them?" He didn't understand. Jiang Qingfeng was the leader of the zombie army. Why would he just watch his subordinates get slaughtered? Zhang Bai swallowed his saliva and said in a low voice, "Jiang Qingfeng was killed." "What?" The skinny old man was shocked and asked anxiously, "How was he killed?" Jiang Qingfeng was a level 2 zombie and had thousands of zombies protecting him. Even a level 3 evolver wouldn't be able to kill him easily. He now suspected that among the strangers who came, there might be a level 4 evolved being among them. Jiang Qingfeng was killed by a puppet, Zhang Bai replied honestly. "Puppet?" The skinny old man frowned. Only a level 3 puppet could kill a level 2 zombie. But did level 3 puppets exist? He didn't know. This was because he had never heard of a puppet of such a high level before. Sir, have you heard of level 3 puppets? The skinny old man hesitated and turned to ask a middle-aged man beside him. The middle-aged man was called Yen Long. He was a level 3 evolver from Sky Connect City. The purpose of his trip was to gather the human forces in Moon City and help them destroy Jiang Qingfeng's zombie army. He didn't expect that Su Chen and the others would take the lead before he could make a move. Yen Long narrowed his eyes, his gaze deep. Although he came from a powerful force like Sky Connect City, he had never heard of level 3 puppets before. After shaking his head, he walked straight ahead. He stopped in front of a broken window and looked at where Su Chen was. When he saw the intelligent war chariot going on a killing spree, his narrowed eyes emitted a blazing brilliance. What kind of MCV is this? Why does it have such a powerful firepower? Fiery Dragon exclaimed. Zhang Bai walked to Yen Long's side and replied, Master, this is the first time we've seen such a strange MCV. We don't know its origin. The appearance of the intelligent war chariot was much cooler than that of an ordinary MCV. In addition to the level 1 pulse cannon and levelless Gatling gun, the difference was even greater. They had never even heard of it, let alone seen it. Fiery Dragon rolled his eyes and asked, except for the level 3 puppet, how strong are the others? As the intelligent war chariot was at full power, Wu Yang and the others rarely made a move. At this moment, they were standing there leisurely. As a result, Yen Long couldn't judge their strength. Zhang Bai had seen them before, so he quickly replied, the 2 with the swords are the strongest. They are both level 2 evolutionaries, and the rest are level 1. Su Chen hadn't made a move all this time, and coupled with his young age, he had been overlooked. A level 3 puppet, 2 level 2 evolutionaries, and a MCV with great lethality. Their strength is not weak. Fiery Dragon pondered for a while and then asked, who is their leader? Zhang Bai thought for a moment, then pointed at Su Chen and said, it should be that young man. Chapter 186. Him. Yen Long raised his eyebrows. He did not expect this result at all. After all, Su Chen looked too young, and he could not be that strong. How could he be the leader of this group of people? However, he then thought that if the level 3 puppet was Su Chen, it was possible. Zhang Bai, is the level 3 puppet this young man's? Yen Long asked. Zhang Bai said uncertainly, that puppet was following him all the way until he killed Jiang Qingfeng. It should be his puppet. Yen Long nodded. According to Zhang Bai's words, he felt that his guess was most likely correct. Otherwise, how could a young man become the leader of this group of people without a strong support? Thinking about this, he called the skinny old man to his side and whispered, Old Zhou, how many level 2 evolvers do you have? Including me, there are 3, the skinny old man replied. He seemed to have thought of something, and his eyelids twitched. He probed, Sir, you mean? Yen Long did not wait for him to finish and interrupted, so many energy stones, don't you want them? Hearing this, the skinny old man's eyes became hot. He nodded and said, 7 to 8,000 energy stones, who wouldn't be tempted? Yen Long smiled darkly, if so, let's join hands and do something big. Although 7,000 energy stones were tempting, his main goal was not the energy stones. It was the intelligent war chariot. He had seen the power of the intelligent war chariot with his own eyes. If he could get the intelligent war chariot, the strength of Sky Connect City would increase greatly. In Yulin, and even in the entire Qianyu Island, they would become a super force. At that time, no matter if it was the Lion's Gate, the Hidden Fog Sect, or the Zombie Army, they would all crawl under the feet of Sky Connect City, trembling. The skinny old man swallowed his saliva and said worriedly, those people are not weak, especially with the level 3 puppet. We have to think twice before we act. Su Chen and the others had the ability to kill 7 to 8,000 zombies, which was enough to prove their strength. If they fought, he did not think that they could gain any advantage. Once he was defeated, the consequences were obvious. Although the temptation of over 7,000 energy stones was great, it couldn't compare to how precious his life was, right? The bold ones are stuffed to death while the cowardly ones are starved to death. Old Zhou, you're too cowardly. Yan Long sneered and then said disdainfully, I have 3 level 2 evolutionaries on my side. Together with you 3, we have 6 level 2 evolutionaries. Do you think we are weaker than them? They still have a powerful MCV, the skinny old man reminded. After listening to Flame Dragon's words, he was a little tempted, but he had to consider the deterrence of the intelligent chariot. Yan Long chuckled and said, that MCV is powerful, but it's not powerful enough to kill evolvers above level 2, right? The skinny old man's eyes lit up. He also saw that the intelligent war chariot was killing zombies like cutting vegetables. However, the zombies that were killed were all zombies below level 2. Although the zombies above level 2 were severely injured, they were not killed. In this way, they only needed to face Su Chen and the others, and they had a great chance of winning. Master, I agree. However, before that, we have to learn from our memories, the skinny old man whispered. Of course, at least we have to wait until they kill all the zombies, Yan Long smiled grimly. Chapter 187. On the other side, the massacre was still going on. Although Su Chen didn't make a move, his gaze never left the zombie horde. As more and more zombies died, the dazzling light beams on the ground also kept increasing. Each light beam represented a fragment. Seeing that the number of fragments had reached 500 to 600, the corners of Su Chen's mouth couldn't help but curl up. The massacre lasted for more than an hour, and all the zombies were killed. According to the old rules, Wu Yang and the others began to dig for energy stones. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and glanced. When his gaze landed on a fragment, it suddenly lit up. He saw clearly that the fragment was a purple-gold fragment. The purple-gold fragment represented energy points, and each fragment could produce 2,000 energy points. Su Chen took a deep breath, ran forward quickly, and grabbed the purple-gold fragment. Picked up 2,000 energy points, fragment *111, the fragment is full, can be used or exchanged for energy points. Use. Su Chen checked the Doomsday Shopping Center. After confirming that the energy points had exceeded 8,000, a bright smile appeared on his face. Then, he continued to pick up other fragments. Picked up, level 2 pulse cannon, fragment *110, the fragment is not full, cannot be used, can be exchanged for energy points. Exchange for energy points. Picked up, apple tree seed, fragment *111, the fragment is full, can be used or exchanged for energy points. Exchange for energy points. After picking up more than 10 fragments in a row, the mechanical soldier suddenly reminded, Master, there are strangers coming. People from Full Moon City? Su Chen narrowed his eyes and glanced. As expected, he saw 7 men walking over. He didn't know what the other party's purpose was, so he walked back. Wu Yang and the others also stopped digging for energy stones and gathered around Su Chen. When the other party walked closer, Su Chen asked loudly, Are you people from Full Moon City? The thin old man said politely, I'm Zhou Chang, the leader of Full Moon City. How should I address you, little brother? Su Chen. Su Chen said calmly. Then, he rubbed his nose. Chief Zhou, are you here to snatch the energy stones? Over 7,000 zombies had been killed, and the amount of energy stones they could obtain was huge. In the face of such a huge amount of wealth, no one would not be moved. He guessed that Zhou Chang and the others were here for the energy stones. Brother Su, you must be joking. You guys helped us kill the zombies. We can't thank you enough. Why would we snatch the energy stones? Zhou Chang said with a sincere face. This answer surprised Su Chen, so he asked, Then why are you here? Zhou Chang coughed lightly and probed, Brother Su, may I ask if you've killed a few of us before? There were indeed a few flies blocking my way, and I casually killed them, Su Chen said casually, and then his eyes turned cold. Are you here to denounce me? Those blind fools actually dared to stop Brother Su. They deserve to die. Zhou Chang cursed angrily at first, then smiled embarrassedly. I'm here to express my gratitude and to apologize. As soon as he finished speaking, he gave a look to Yan Long behind him. Yan Long nodded slightly and walked toward Su Chen with an open cloth bag. It was filled with energy stones, and everyone present could see it. What's the meaning of this? Su Chen frowned slightly, not understanding what the other party was up to. Zhou Chang quickly explained, it's just energy stones. Just take it as an apology for those blind things. I hope Brother Su will kindly accept it. Chapter 188. Su Chen faintly felt that something was wrong. He had killed more than a dozen of Zhou Chang's men, but instead of being angry, he apologized and even took out a bag of energy stones to show his sincerity. Was he afraid of his own strength? Was he afraid of revenge? While Su Chen was pondering, he suddenly felt a trace of killing intent. It was from Yan Long, who was approaching. This trace of killing intent was fleeting, but it was still caught by him. So he wanted to play dirty with me. Su Chen sneered in his heart. At this moment, he had already understood his opponent's intention. He wanted to use the excuse of giving him the energy stones to launch a sneak attack on him. Knowing what was going on, he pretended that he didn't know anything and let Yan Long walk towards him. Please kindly accept this. Fiery Dragon walked to Su Chen, clasping his hands to give him the energy stone. Then I won't be polite. Su Chen smiled and grabbed the bag. But at this moment, Yan Long suddenly attacked. The violent strength of a level 3 evolver was released, aiming at Su Chen's face and punched. It happened so suddenly that Su Chen didn't react. He stood in the same place and looked at the bowl-sized fist coming towards him. Success. Zhou Chang was ecstatic. Their previous plan was to capture the leader first. As long as they killed Su Chen, the mechanical soldier would become a decoration. The rest of the people were nothing to worry about. Kid, die. Fiery Dragon grinned fiendishly. He gathered all of his power into his fist, vowing to kill Su Chen with one punch. Want to kill me? In your next life. Su Chen sneered and released his spiritual power. In a flash, Yan Long's fist was bound. Under the effect of the spiritual power, Yan Long's fist was like a hot knife through butter. It was extremely difficult to move forward even a little bit. You are a level 3 spirit reader master. Yan Long's face changed dramatically. He opened his eyes wide and shouted in shock. To be able to silently suppress the powerful punch of a level 3 evolver to the point where he was almost unable to move, only a level 3 spirit reader master or above could do that. Su Chen was so young, but he was a level 3 spirit reader master. Fiery Dragon's heart skipped a beat, sinking straight into the deepest part of his heart. You've realized it too late. Su Chen smiled contemptuously and punched out. His fist was covered with a layer of dazzling golden light. It was the golden scale arm. Don't kill me, Flame Dragon was scared out of his wits. Just as he was about to reveal his identity, he saw a golden light flash in front of his eyes. Then, his entire head was blown to pieces. Bang! After the Flame Dragon's headless corpse fell to the ground, the whole place fell into a strange silence. Witnessing this scene, Zhou Chang and the others were dumbstruck. Even their breathing stopped. They felt that the scene in front of them was too unreal. A dignified level 3 evolver was killed before he could even cause a ripple. Moreover, from Flame Dragon's sneak attack to being killed by Su Chen, it was only a blink of an eye. It was so fast that even their thoughts couldn't keep up. Flame Dragon is dead? Zhou Chang swallowed his saliva and felt a chill down his spine. One must know that Flame Dragon was a level 3 evolver. Under the circumstances of a sneak attack, he was killed by Su Chen at lightning speed. This was such an unimaginable thing. Was Flame Dragon too weak? Or was Su Chen too strong? The answer was obvious. Flame Dragon came from a powerful force like Sky Connect City. His strength was also top-notch among the level 3 evolvers. This only proved that Su Chen's strength was beyond imagination. It was very likely that he was a level 4 evolver. Thinking of this, Zhou Chang even wanted to die. Of all the people to provoke, he had to provoke a level 4 evolver. Wasn't this shooting himself in the foot? Chapter 189. Serves him right. Yang Hao spat and cursed at Yen Long's body. How dare he sneak attack Chen Gu? He deserves to die. Yang Qian and Tan Lin looked at each other and heaved a sigh of relief. It happened so suddenly that they were worried about Su Chen's safety. Fortunately, Su Chen was prepared and killed the sneak attacker, so they were relieved. Su Chen, what should we do with these guys? Wu Yang and Yang Lingtian walked to Su Chen's side and waited for Su Chen's instructions. Zhou Chang and the others dared to sneak attack Su Chen. They couldn't wait to chop Zhou Chang into pieces. However, they needed to get Su Chen's approval before they could do it. Su Chen squinted at Zhou Chang and smiled contemptuously. Leader Zhou, your plan is good, right? Being glanced at by Su Chen, Zhou Chang felt chills all over his body. He shivered and begged for mercy. Precursor, it's the fiery dragon who forced us to do this. Please be merciful and let us go. He knew that he couldn't escape from an expert like Su Chen. Only by getting Su Chen to forgive him could he have a chance to live. In order to survive, he decided to throw caution to the wind. He knelt on the ground and kept slapping his own mouth. Slap, 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 the slaps were loud and clear. While slapping, he said, I deserve to die. Please forgive me, Senior. Do you think I'll let you go just because of this? Su Chen snorted and gave the mechanical soldier a look. Xiao Tai, kill him. The mechanical soldier rushed up like a ferocious beast. Under Zhou Chang's horrified gaze, the scimitar slashed down and split him into 2. The other 5 people who came with Zhou Chang ran away in fear when they saw Zhou Chang die on the spot. Su Chen's eyes turned cold. He held the enchanted divine sword and swept it across the air. A giant gray wind blade swept forward and drowned the 5 people in an instant. After 5 blood-curdling screams, these 5 people also turned into 5 piles of minced meat. They were all Zhou Chang's accomplices. With Su Chen's way of doing things, he naturally wouldn't let them go. Zhang Bai, who was in the building, trembled when he saw this scene. His pants were wet. Captain, what should we do? A man beside him asked in a trembling voice. Run. Hurry up and run. Run as far as you can. Zhang Bai spat out these words and quickly ran out. What he was most afraid of now was being targeted by Su Chen. He wished he could grow a pair of wings and fly away from here. However, he had just taken a few steps when a lightning ball flew towards him from the outside. It contained a terrifying lightning fluctuation. At the next moment, with a thunderous roar, the entire building turned into ruins. Zhang Bai and the others were blasted to smithereens. The one who cast the thunderstorm technique was none other than Su Chen. He had long since discovered the existence of Zhang Bai and the others, so he naturally wanted to capture them all in one fell swoop. Let's continue. Su Chen smiled faintly and began to pick up the shards. Wu Yang and the others also began to dig for energy stones again. Su Chen walked towards a yellow shard and grabbed it. Picked up Wanglaji fruit seed, shard X111. The shards are full. Can be used or exchanged for energy points. Use. Su Chen planted the seed in the plant space, and then grabbed an orange shard. Picked up Illusionary Blaze Feather Divine Dragon, shard X11100. The shards are not full and cannot be used. Can be exchanged for energy points. No exchange. After saying that, Su Chen quickly opened the Doomsday Mall, and checked the exchange points for the illusionary blaze feather divine dragon. When he saw that there were also 10,000 exchange points, he laughed instead. In the past, many demonic beast shards had been dropped, but those were all ranked. For example, the level 5 Gale Thunder Black Eagle. However, the illusionary blaze feather divine dragon did not have a level, and the exchange points were the same as the ancient god fiend body. That made him vaguely feel that the illusionary blaze feather divine dragon was not simple. Chapter 190. As for how powerful the disillusionment blaze feather divine dragon was, he would only know after he exchanged it. Su Chen did not think too much about it and continued to pick up the fragments. Picked up full attribute mana recovery potion *111. The fragments are full. Can be used or exchanged for energy points. Exchange for energy points. Picked up upgrade gem fragment *111. The fragments are full. Can be used or exchanged for energy points. Use. After more than an hour, all the fragments were picked up. Su Chen checked the Doomsday Shopping Center. When he saw that the energy points had broken through the 9,000 mark and became 9,036 points, a smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. After a while, he walked into the intelligent war chariot and came to the central control screen. After killing the zombies in Full Moon City, he wanted to find the whereabouts of the other zombies and gather 10,000 energy points as soon as possible. After glancing at the central control screen, Su Chen raised his eyebrows. There was no large number of zombies on the central control screen. Instead, there was a black dot at the place where the dozens of blue dots were gathered. The black dot represented a creature of another race. He still remembered that the blood plant that he had killed previously was a creature of another race. Could it be another blood plant? Su Chen's thoughts moved. When he killed the blood plant, not only did it drop 10 fragments, but he also obtained a level 3 demon core. Su Chen took a closer look at the location of the black dot and found that it was very close to him. It should be in Full Moon City. Thinking about how the blood plant that he had killed controlled more than 10 humans, Su Chen was even more certain that the black dot was also a blood plant. Not only could he get fragments from killing blood plants, but he could also obtain demon cores. Naturally, he did not want to miss this opportunity. After a while, Su Chen got out of the car and went to Wu Yang. He reminded him, "Captain Wu, I have to go out for a while. You guys be careful here." There was still a large number of energy stones to be excavated. He did not want Wu Yang and the rest to follow him. Of course, he had to remind them before he left. Otherwise, they would be worried to death if their leader disappeared for no reason. Be careful. Wu Yang nodded. Don't worry. Su Chen smiled and turned to leave. As a precaution, he left the mechanical soldier behind. The strength of the mechanical soldier was comparable to a level 4 evolver. With it around, Han Zhao's safety was guaranteed. Su Chen quickly arrived in front of a villa according to the location shown on the central control screen. At this time, the door of the villa was wide open, and it was chaos. Dozens of people were fighting over the treasures inside. From time to time, there would be people fighting. Seeing this, Su Chen was slightly stunned. Initially, he thought that these people would be controlled by the blood plant. However, the scene before him was clearly different from what he had expected. Su Chen glanced around and walked straight into the villa. The people inside also noticed Su Chen, but none of them cared. They were still crazily snatching the wealth. "You guys, stop. I have something to ask you," Su Chen shouted as he walked into the villa. A muscular man sized up Su Chen. Seeing that Su Chen was unfamiliar and young, he said disdainfully, "Kid, if you know what's good for you, get out of my way. Don't disturb me when I'm taking my things." Su Chen's eyes turned cold. He raised his hand and shot out a wind blade, cutting the muscular man into two. Hiss. In the villa, the rest of the people gasped at the same time. All of them looked at Su Chen with inexplicable fear. Some of the more cowardly ones even had their legs trembling. "Sir, I don't want the things here anymore. They're all yours. Please let me go. A skinny old man thought that Su Chen was also here to snatch the treasures. He was so scared that he hurriedly threw the things in his hands to the ground. When the others saw this, they followed suit and kept begging Su Chen for mercy. Chapter 191. Shut up. Su Chen shouted coldly, scaring the people in the room into silence. Then, he glanced around and his gaze finally landed on the skinny old man. He asked in a deep voice, "Where is this place?" "Sir, this is Zhou Chang's mansion." Sensing that the old man was afraid that he would be killed if he answered too late, he hurriedly replied. "Who are you?" Su Chen continued to ask. "We are from Full Moon City and can be considered Zhou Chang's subordinates." The skinny old man was in fear and trepidation. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and muttered to himself. He could imagine that these people must have received the news of Zhou Chang's death and took the opportunity to come and snatch his belongings. "Are there any zombies or mutated beasts nearby?" Su Chen asked again. Previously, he did not see any zombies or mutated beasts nearby on the central control screen, so he wanted to ask these people for some information. The skinny old man thought for a moment and replied, "There are many mutated beasts in the Dark Valley mountain range." Hearing this, Su Chen's eyes lit up. He had seen the Dark Valley mountain range on the map. It was a medium-sized mountain range. There was also a small gathering place called Maple Creek adjacent to it. After getting the information he wanted, Su Chen was in a good mood. He casually dismissed them, "Get lost." "Thank you, sir." The skinny old man and the others fled as if they had been pardoned. After everyone left, Su Chen released his spiritual power and began to explore the villa. The black dot shown on the central control screen was in this villa. The purpose of releasing his spiritual power was to find foreign creatures. Soon, he discovered that there was a very hidden basement under one of the rooms. The basement was not very big and it was dark inside. Su Chen controlled his spiritual power to slowly extend it. When it reached the end of the basement, his eyelids suddenly twitched. Under the capture of his spiritual power, he saw a long-haired woman sitting cross-legged inside. However, this woman was very different from humans. She had a pair of long, furry ears and light blue skin. She had 2 sharp fangs in her mouth and a pair of black wings on her back. Could she be that creature? Su Chen frowned. Before he came, he thought that there would be a blood plant here, but it turned out that this was not the case. After hesitating for a while, he decided to go down and take a look. Since this was Zhou Chang's residence, and this creature had appeared here, there must be something going on between them. Since he didn't know how to open the entrance to the basement, Su Chen simply punched open a hole and jumped down from above. The female alien in the basement heard the commotion and quickly got up. When he saw that it was an unfamiliar man, he shouted, "Who are you? How dare you trespass here? Where is Zhou Chang?" The foreign woman did not speak the common language of the mysterious heavenly mainland. However, Su Chen had picked up the universal glossary and was proficient in all languages. Naturally, he could understand her. Moreover, he knew that the language used by the foreign woman belonged to the Night Devil clan. He said in the language of the Night Devil clan, "Are you from the Night Devil clan? Why are you here?" The foreign woman was stunned for a moment. Then, she looked at Su Chen again and her face gradually darkened. She said sternly, "Who are you? Why do you know the language of the Night Devil clan? You don't have the right to know who I am." Su Chen narrowed his eyes and threatened, "You better answer my question honestly. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude." Chapter 193. Do you still want to negotiate with me? Su Chen sneered as he stared at the night demon lady. The night demon woman took a few deep breaths. Her face was still filled with pain. After being tortured by Su Chen, her mental defenses had completely collapsed. In her eyes, Su Chen was no longer a weak human being. He was a demon that was 100 times more ferocious than the Night Demon clan. I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. Please stop torturing me. The Night Demon lady surrendered. Answer me first. Where did you come from? Su Chen asked. I'm from Myriad Mountains Island, the Night Demon lady answered honestly. Myriad Mountains Island. Su Chen muttered. He knew about the Myriad-linked mountain island. It was an island with mountains all over the place. When he obtained the map of the mysterious heavenly continent, he compared it with Thousand Feather Island. He concluded that Myriad Mountains Island was more than 10 times the size of Thousand Feather Island. Is there a passage to the Night Demon clan on Myriad Mountains Island? Su Chen asked. The Night Demon clan did not belong to the mysterious heavenly continent. The only way to get here was through a passage. He learned this from the Green Tortoise tribe in the Huangzi mountain range. Yes. There is a passage there that connects the Night Demon clan and the mysterious heavenly continent, the lady replied. Su Chen pondered for a moment and asked, so the passage has been opened? Have you taken over Myriad Mountains Island? Considering that he had to clear out the zombies and mutant beasts on Thousand Feather Island, he had to leave Thousand Feather Island and look for zombies elsewhere. Myriad Mountains Island was a large island that was not far from Thousand Feather Island. His next stop would be Thousand Feather Island. If the Night Demon clan had taken over Myriad Mountains Island, he would have to make preparations in advance. No. The passage is not stable. Not many night demons can come out. The highest cultivation level among them is only level 3. Su Chen rubbed his nose. How long will it take for the passage to be completely stable? At least 10 more years. Su Chen nodded. 10 years was enough for him to sweep through Thousand Feather Island and slaughter all the zombies and mutant beasts in Myriad Mountain Island. How strong is your Night Demon clan? What's the cultivation of the strongest? Su Chen asked. At that time, he had learned from the Green Tortoise tribe that the strongest among them was a level 4 evolver. He wanted to compare them to the Night Demon clan to judge the strength of the other races. Our Night Demon clan is one of the top forces among the 10,000 clans. Our strongest member has even broken through level 10. When she said this, the Night Demon clan woman had a proud expression on her face. 10 levels higher? Su Chen was shocked. He didn't know if Thousand Feather Island had a level 5 existence, but when he thought about how the Green Tortoise tribe's strongest was only level 4, while the Night Demon tribe had a level 10 existence, he realized that Thousand Feather Island had a level 5 existence. They were all from the same race, but the difference was too great. Su Chen took a deep breath and calmed himself down. He continued to ask, among the 10,000 clans, what are the other races that are as famous as your Night Demon clan? There are also the Divine race, the Undead race, the Holy Devil race, and the Magic race. The Night Demon clan woman said solemnly, as if she was in awe of these races. Su Chen was very interested in these mysterious races. He asked, what are the characteristics of the 5 major races? Simply put, our Night Demon clan has the strongest physique among the 10,000 clans. Therefore, most of our clansmen are evolvers. The Divine race is talented and good at cultivating spiritual power. Most of them are spirit readers. The Undead race is known to have an immortal body. In fact, after death, they become zombies and retain their intelligence. The Holy Devil race is a group of divine beasts. They are few in number, but their individual strength is the strongest among the 10,000 clans. The Magic race is good at cultivating magic power. Their strongest members are also spirit readers. Chapter 194. The Night Demon woman finished speaking in one breath and quietly looked at Su Chen. In her eyes, although Su Chen was a human, he was both an evolver and a spirit reader and had reached level 3. She now wondered if Su Chen had the blood of the Night Demon clan and the God clan. Otherwise, how could he have such high achievements at such a young age? After listening to the alien demon woman's words, Su-chan fell into deep shock. He had never thought that there would be so many powerful races in the world. The green tortoise tribe that he had learned about a few days ago was nothing compared to these 5 tribes. Taking a deep breath, Su-chan thought that since the night demon woman came from another world, she must not have come here for sightseeing. Then what was her purpose? What is your purpose in coming to Chinyu Island? Su-chan asked in a deep voice. The night demon woman was a little hesitant, but under Su-chan's knife-like gaze, she still told him everything. The purpose of our night demon clan is to unify all races, and the human clan is our first target. I came here to investigate the situation. The night demon clan's ambition is not small. Su-chan was secretly shocked, but there was no change in his expression. He asked calmly, "Is Zhou Chang your spy?" The night demon woman nodded. "I've asked all the questions, and it's time to send you on your way." Su-chan chuckled and condensed a wind blade in his hand. "You." The night demon woman was very angry. She told him everything she should say and shouldn't say. In the end, Su-chan still refused to let her go. However, before she could scold him, she suddenly realized that Su-chan had actually released a wind elemental spell. And judging from the magic wave emitted, it was a level 3 wind blade. At this moment, her brain stopped working. A level 3 evolver, a level 3 spirit reader, and a level 3 wind magician. The same person. Furthermore, he was a very young human cultivator. She felt that everything in front of her was so unreal that she even ignored the approaching death. Those who are not of my race must have a different heart. Su-chan would not be soft-hearted. He waved his hand and the wind blade flew out. It directly cut off the head of the night demon woman, who was in a daze. The moment the night demon woman fell to the ground, a dazzling light suddenly flashed on her body. Fragment. Su-chan was ecstatic. He had never thought that killing an alien could also drop a fragment. In addition, although only 1 fragment had dropped, it was a purple gold fragment. The purple gold fragments represented energy points. Su-chan now had more than 9,000 energy points. If he picked up this fragment, it was likely to break through the 10,000 mark. Thus, he could exchange for the ancient god-fiend body or the heavenly strength technique. Looking at the purple fragment in front of him, Su-chan was so excited that he grabbed it with his trembling hand. Suddenly, a familiar strange sound appeared in his mind. Picked up, 2,000 energy points, fragment *111, the fragment is full, can be used or exchanged for energy points. Only a fool would exchange for energy points. Su-chan said without hesitation, "Use it." After saying that, he hurriedly started to check the Doomsday Shopping Center. When he saw that the energy points had become 11,036 points, he laughed wantonly. After a long time, Su-chan stopped laughing. He calmed down a little and quickly left this place, returning to the intelligent war chariot. He was not in a hurry to exchange because 10,000 energy points was not a small amount. He had to think carefully. Chapter 195. When Su-chan returned, Wu Yang and the rest were still busy digging for energy stones. After greeting Wu Yang, he walked up to the intelligent war chariot and approached the central control screen to look at it. The next step of his plan was to hunt for zombies and mutated beasts. He had just received news that there were many mutated beasts in the Dark Valley Mountains. He wanted to confirm the location of the Dark Valley Mountains as soon as possible. After searching on the control screen, he easily found the exact location of the Dark Valley Mountains. Su-chan looked at the distance. It was less than 1,000 miles away. With the current speed of the intelligent war chariot, it would take less than 10 hours to reach the place. After a while, he lay on the seat and squinted his eyes as he started to think. Today was the day with the most bountiful harvest for him. First of all, he had killed 7,000 to 8,000 zombies and obtained a large number of energy stones and fragments. Also, he had learned a very important piece of news from the Night Devil Clan lady. The Night Devil Clan was going to attack the humans on the mysterious heavenly mainland. Also, he had learned a lot about the 5 super clans. The Night Devil clan, the Celestial clan, the Undead clan, the Holy Devil clan, and the Dharma clan were all hundreds of times stronger than humans. Moreover, there would be beings that were beyond level 10 in each of the clans. Su Chen could imagine that he would come into contact with these clans in the future. It was inevitable that he would have to fight with them. If he were a normal person, he would have been scared out of his wits if he knew that he would have to face so many powerful clans. However, Su Chen was not afraid at all. He relied on collecting fragments to increase his strength. With the amount of energy points he had, if he used all of them to exchange for full attribute fragments, he might have reached level 7 or level 8. However, he did not exchange them for the ancient God-fiend body and the 100 times strength technique. As for breaking through level 10, it was out of reach for others. To him, it was just killing more zombies and mutated beasts and collecting more fragments. Therefore, even if the 5 super clans were powerful beings, he did not care about them at all. As long as they dared to provoke him, he would kill them without mercy. If his strength reached a certain level, it was possible for him to wipe out their entire clan. Of course, for the time being, he wouldn't clash too fiercely with the 5 major races. After all, it would not be easy for the other party to enter the mysterious heavenly mainland. If he wanted to enter the territories of other races, there was nothing he could do. After calming himself down, he turned to study the ancient God-fiend body and heavenly 100-fold great strength technique. Now that he had gathered enough energy points, the time was ripe for the exchange. As for which one he should exchange for, he was a little hesitant. This was because he knew nothing about the ancient God-fiend body. He didn't know much about the heaven-reaching 100-fold strength mantra, but he guessed that it was a secret technique to increase strength. The strength increased by at least 10,000 kilograms. Otherwise, he would not be able to lift the 10,000 kilogram celestial star fragment stone. After much hesitation, Su Chen finally chose to exchange for the ancient God-fiend body. After all, the primordial God-fiend body had appeared earlier, and he had long coveted it. After opening the Doomsday Shop, Su Chen found the ancient God-fiend body and chose to exchange for it. After the exchange was successful, there were only 1036 energy points left. Why don't I feel anything? While Su Chen was in a daze, a feedback message appeared in his mind. After reading it, he could not hide his excitement and laughed wantonly. His laughter was so loud that even Wu Yang and the others, who were digging for energy stones, heard it clearly. Chapter 196. The ancient God-fiend body was also known as the invincible body of the same level. Among those of the same level, no matter if it was a spell attack, a mental attack, or a knife or axe attack, they would not be able to harm him. In other words, if Su Chen were to stand still and let a level 3 evolver or psychic attack him, he would be unharmed even if they fought until the end of time. Even if someone of a higher level attacked him, he would be able to greatly weaken the opponent's attack. It was impossible to kill Su Chen with one blow. At most, he would only be able to injure Su Chen. Of course, this was under the premise that Su Chen stood still and allowed others to attack him. If he fought back, the opponent would definitely not be his match. This also meant that Su Chen, who had the ancient God-fiend body, had to be at least 2 levels higher than him to pose a fatal threat to him. In addition, the ancient God-fiend body was also immune to all poisons and was immune to all poisons in the world, including corpse poisons. Invincible among those of the same level. Immune to all poisons. Just based on these 2 aspects, the ancient God-fiend body was enough to be called the world's #1 divine body. From then on, Su Chen would go further and further on the path of invincibility. An hour later, the energy stones were dug out and Wu Yang and the others boarded the intelligent war chariot. Su Chen collected the energy stones and filled the level 1 Gatling gun with ordinary energy stones and level 1 energy stones. Then, he took out an upgrade gem and upgraded the pulse cannon to level 2. He also filled it with level 2 energy stones and energy stones. In this way, the intelligent war chariot could also choose to kill zombies. Killing ordinary zombies and level 1 zombies could be done with the level S Gatling gun. When encountering level 2 zombies, the level 2 pulse cannon could be used. Su Chen, where are we going next? Wu Yang asked. These days, they were either hunting zombies or on the way to hunting zombies. Since they had killed all the zombies here, they had to continue looking for zombies. Wu Yang had gradually adapted to this rhythm. We'll rest here for the night. Tomorrow, we'll head to the Dark Valley Mountains to kill some mutant beasts, Su Chen replied. The Dark Valley mountain range was not too far away from here. Traveling at full speed, it would only take half a day to reach it. Moreover, they had killed a lot of zombies today. It was time for everyone to rest and relax. Chenggu, what kind of mutant beasts are there in the Dark Valley? Yang Hao's eyes lit up. Compared to zombies, he actually preferred to hunt mutant beasts. This was because other than energy stones, mutant beasts could also be used to barbecue meat. When he thought of barbecued meat, he couldn't help but drool. Su Chen didn't ask what kind of mutant beast lived in the Dark Valley Mountains, so he said, I'm not sure either. We'll know when the time comes. Oh. Yang Hao didn't ask any more questions. As long as it was a mutant beast, most of them could be roasted and eaten. He just needed to be clear about this. After a while, Su Chen took out the universal oven and began to prepare food. Everyone ate and drank to their heart's content and found a place to rest. The night passed uneventfully. The next day, dawn arrived. Satoshi, head to the Dark Valley Mountains at full speed, Su Chen ordered as soon as he opened his eyes. According to his estimation, if they left now, they would reach the Dark Valley Mountains by noon. Yes. The intelligent chariot ignited and started moving at full speed. Su Chen had nothing to do along the way, so he spent some time with Tan Lin and Yang Qian. Previously, he had already said that Tan Lin and Yang Qian were his women, so he didn't hide it anymore. Chapter 197. When it was close to noon, the intelligent war chariot slowly drove into a stretch of black mountain range. Su Chen glanced at the screen and raised his eyebrows. The screen clearly showed that this was the Dark Valley mountain range. However, what was unexpected was that there were a large number of red dots surrounding the city of Fengshi Colony. There were at least tens of thousands of them. This meant that the mutated beasts of the Dark Valley mountain range were besieging Fengshi Colony. Fengshi Colony was only a small colony. Logically speaking, if it was attacked by tens of thousands of mutated beasts, it would be destroyed in an instant. However, Su Chen found that although Fengshi Colony was surrounded, it did not fall. The number of humans inside did not show any signs of decreasing. Fengshi Colony is so strong? Su Chen was a little puzzled. After pondering for a while, he said to the intelligent war chariot, Satoshi, go and take a look. Yes. After receiving the order, the intelligent war chariot drove at full speed towards Fengshi Colony. Su Chen, have you found the nest of the mutated beasts? Wu Yang walked up and asked. Su Chen nodded, the mutated beasts are besieging Fengshi Colony. Oh. Hearing this, Wu Yang was not surprised but happy. If the mutated beasts hid in the mountains, it was actually very difficult to hunt them. Because of the complicated terrain of the Dark Valley mountain range, if the mutated beasts fled desperately, they would not be able to kill many. Once they came out of the valley and gathered together, it would be easier to hunt them down. This undoubtedly lowered the difficulty of hunting, and allowed them to hunt more mutant beasts. Su Chen also knew this, which was why he was in a hurry to go to Fengshi Colony. 10 minutes later, the intelligent war chariot came to a stop about 1 li away from Fengshi Colony. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and looked at Fengshi Colony. He saw a black mass outside the city. All of them were mutated beasts. Moreover, there was not only one type of mutated beast, there were at least more than 10 types. The raging rock bear and bloodthirsty Liao pig that he had seen before were among them. Moreover, these mutated beasts were not weak. There were many level 1 mutated beasts and dozens of level 2 mutated beasts. It could be said that the overall strength of this mutant beast army was extremely strong, many times stronger than the mutant beasts in the Huangzi mountain range. However, no matter how strong they were still unable to break through the gates of Fengxi colony. As for the reason, it was very simple. The entire city of Fengxi was shrouded in something similar to an energy shield. It was because of the protection of this light shield that the mutant beasts were unable to break through. Seeing this, Su Chen finally understood why the Fengxi settlement had been safe and sound all this time. Fengxi settlement is quite interesting. Su Chen nodded slightly, then retracted his gaze and turned to Wu Yang. Captain Wu, do you know what that light shield is? It should be a defensive array formation, Wu Yang thought for a moment and replied. This was the first time Su Chen had heard of such a thing. He immediately became interested and asked, what exactly does a formation do? I don't know much. Wu Yang sighed and continued, I only know that there are 3 types of formations, offensive, defensive, and trapping formations. However, they all have one thing in common, which is that they require a large amount of energy stones. If that's the case, then Fengxi settlement has a lot of resources. Su Chen muttered. Although Fengxi colony was a small colony, the amount of energy stones required to protect the entire city must be astronomical. Chapter 198. Wu Yang sighed. Even if you're rich, you won't be able to hold on for long. When the energy stones run out, it'll be the end of Fengxi colony. He was trying to remind Su Chen that they should go and hunt the mutated beasts as soon as possible. Su Chen understood what Wu Yang was trying to say. After all, they were all humans. Wu Yang did not want to see Fengxi colony destroyed. Satoshi, drive over, Su Chen ordered. Since they had to kill these mutated beasts sooner or later, they might as well help Fengxi colony out. The intelligent war chariot sped forward at full speed. The other people in the chariot rubbed their palms, ready for battle. Just as the intelligent war chariot was less than 100 meters away from Fengxi colony, a black shadow flew over the dark valley mountains. At first, the black shadow was not big. But as it got closer, the black shadow grew bigger and bigger. As it hovered above the Fengxi colony, its entire appearance was completely exposed in their line of sight. From the outside, it looked like a western dragon. Its body was more than 50 meters long, and its body was as black as ink. Its 2 wings covered the sky. Every time it flapped, it would create a gust of wind, blowing the sand and rocks on the ground. Even the mutated beasts below were swayed. That's a black scorching dragon. Wu Yang's expression changed, and his mouth trembled. The others also widened their eyes in fear. The black fire berserk dragon's mountain-like body gave off a powerful impact. Plus, it had the dragon bloodline. The powerful aura it gave off made it hard for people to breathe even from afar. Compared to the other people's inexplicable panic, Su Chen had a calm expression from beginning to end. The black scorching dragon looked scary, but its actual combat ability might not be that strong. It would not be more than level 5. With Su Chen's current ability, he could definitely handle it. Captain Wu, what level is this black scorching dragon? Su Chen asked. Rumor has it that there is a level 3 black flame tyrannosaurus in the Huanglin area. It should be this one. Wu Yang replied. Then, he said with a serious expression, although it is only level 3, a normal level, for Evolver might not be its opponent. Only level 3. Su Chen shook his head. Only level 5 and above mutated beasts could give him pressure. Level 3 mutated beasts, even if they were from the Dragon Clan, were nothing to him. Seeing Su Chen's nonchalant expression, Wu Yang's eyelids twitched. He knew that Su Chen wanted to kill the black flame tyrannosaurus, so he quickly advised, Su Chen, let's retreat. The black flame tyrannosaurus is not to be messed with. In his opinion, although Su Chen was invincible among those of the same level and had the ability to kill enemies of a higher level, Su Chen's strength was still not enough. However, the black flame explosive dragon was no pushover either. It could easily kill enemies of a higher cultivation level. In addition, as a dragon, its body was extremely strong. It was not something that human evolvers of the same level could compare with. If Su Chen insisted on fighting the black flame explosive dragon, he would definitely lose. In his opinion, Su Chen would be the one at a disadvantage. He might even lose his life. Su Chen, Brother Wu is right. This guy is too strong. We should hide. Yang Lingtian also advised. Yang Hao's men also came forward. Although they didn't say anything, the worry in their eyes couldn't be concealed. All this time, Su Chen was invincible in their hearts. However, the moment the black flame explosive dragon appeared, they were shaken. Chapter 199. It's just a level 3 mutated beast. Why are you looking down on me? Su Chen rubbed his nose and said calmly. Chen Gu, I believe in you. But that guy is too big. Yang Hao explained, then clicked his tongue and probed, Chen Gu, you're not really going to make a move on him, are you? Su Chen smiled but didn't say anything. He had to kill this black flame explosive dragon no matter what. But before that, he wanted to see how strong the black scorching drake was. So, he wasn't in a hurry to attack. At the same time, on one of the city walls of Fengxi settlement, a young man of about 27 or 28 years old in black robes looked at the black flame explosive dragon above his head. His originally fair face was grave to the extreme at this moment. After a glance, he retracted his gaze and ordered the people around him, spread the word. Once the defensive formation is broken, everyone should run for their lives. After he finished speaking, he let out a long sigh and clenched his hands together as if he was very unwilling, but there was nothing he could do. Leader, you should plan ahead, one of them said worriedly. The defensive formation definitely wouldn't be able to stop the black scorching drake. It would be too late to leave the moment the formation was broken. The young man in black sighed, all of you should leave. Leader, what about you? The man who spoke before asked. If the city lives, I live. If the city dies, I die. The young man in black looked determined. He seemed to have made up his mind. I, Han Kuan, will never leave. The others looked at each other and said in unison, we swear to live and die with our leader. Why do you have to do this? Han Kuan couldn't bear to do this. Just as he was about to say something, the entire city shook violently as if it had been hit by an earthquake. The black scorching drake is attacking. Han Kuan's expression changed. He quickly looked up. The black scorching drake that was circling above reached out a thick claw and slammed it on the light barrier. The entire light barrier began to tremble violently. Then, cracks began to appear all over the barrier like a spider web. In the blink of an eye, it covered the entire light barrier, and it looked like it could shatter at any moment. At this moment, the black flame dragon roared into the sky, causing the void to vibrate. As the long howl gradually dissipated, it stretched out its claw and slapped the light barrier. A crack sound was heard. The entire formation shattered like glass, revealing the original appearance of Fengxi Colony. It was also at this moment that the city fell into extreme panic. The humans living here fled in all directions for their lives. Fengxi gathering place is finished. Han Kuan swept his gaze across the city. He slowly closed his eyes as though he could not bear to see the humans being massacred. As for why they did not fight to the death with the mutant beasts, that was because he knew very well that he wouldn't even be able to withstand a single swipe of the black flame explosive dragon's claw. Any struggle would be futile. The black flame explosion dragon smashed the defensive formation and looked down with its huge eyes. Soon, it locked its gaze on Han Kuan and the others. Su Chen saw this and was ready to act. Based on his previous observations, he had determined that the black flame explosive dragon had the ability to kill a level 4 evolver. Even if he were to fight it, it would not be easy. However, he would not back down. Since he was known to be invincible, he would remain invincible. Let alone a level 3 black flame explosive dragon, he would kill even a level 4 one today. Chapter 200. You guys wait here. I'll go and kill that dragon first, Su Chen said as he walked out of the chariot. Hearing this, everyone's expression changed. Su Chen, forget it, Tan Lin tried to persuade him. Her face was filled with worry. Su Chen, don't go, Yang Qian also tried to stop him. Even though they knew that Su Chen was invincible and extremely powerful, they still didn't think that Su Chen could win against something as powerful as the Black Flame Tyrannosaurus. Su Chen, let your puppet go with him, Wu Yang suggested. He knew Su Chen very well. Once Su Chen made up his mind, he would do it no matter how difficult it was. Since they couldn't persuade him, they had to find another way. The mechanical soldier was a level 3 golem. If it stayed by Su Chen's side, it would naturally reduce a lot of pressure for him. No need. Su Chen didn't care about it. Although the mechanical soldier was one of the top level 3 puppets, it was definitely no match for the Black Flame Tyrannosaurus. If it followed him and got injured, it would be a huge loss. Moreover, he was confident that he could kill the Black Flame Tyrannosaurus. He didn't need anyone's help. Before he left, Su Chen smiled and said, "Just wait for the roasted dragon meat." Then, he left the chariot and activated the supersonic war boots. He quickly charged towards the Black Flame Tyrannosaurus. Seeing Su Chen's voice getting further and further away, Wu Yang and the others felt a heavy heart. They had all seen how powerful the Black Flame Tyrannosaurus was. It had destroyed a defensive formation with just 2 slaps. Was Su Chen really a match for it? On the other side, the Black Flame Tyrannosaurus locked onto Han Kuan and the others. It raised its claws and swore to smash them into meat paste. Under the powerful pressure of the Black Flame Berserk Dragon, Han Kuan and the others were greatly shaken. They could not even think of resisting as they quietly waited for death to approach. Just as the Black Flame Rex's claws were about to land, Su Chen arrived before it. He raised his hand and fired a lightning ball. The ball of lightning drew a beautiful arc in the air and landed accurately on the Black Flame Explosion Dragon's massive head. Boom! A loud explosion was heard. A huge bloody hole was blasted open in the Black Flame Berserk Dragon's head. Blood poured out like a storm. In the blink of an eye, the entire city wall was drenched in blood red. Roar! The Black Flame Explosion Dragon let out a painful roar. Its body trembled violently as it fell from the sky. Boom! With an earth-shattering crash, the Black Flame Blast Dragon's massive body slammed into the ground. Not only did it create a deep crater in the ground, it also crushed hundreds of mutant beasts to death. What happened? Han Kuan, who was waiting for death, opened his eyes when he heard the commotion. When he saw the Blackfire Tyrannosaurus lying on the ground, heavily injured, his expression froze. What was going on? Why was the Black Flame Explosion Dragon injured? Who could injure it? Leader, it's him. He's a powerful lightning element mage. He's the one who injured the Black Flame Explosion Dragon. A man beside him was very excited. He pointed at Su Chen and said. Han Kuan looked at where the man was pointing. When he saw Su Chen's face, he swallowed hard and stuttered, How could he be so young? Normally, the stronger a person was, the older they should be. This was because the path of cultivation was not something that could be achieved in a day. It required years of accumulation. However, Su Chen looked like he was not even 20 years old. How could he injure the Black Flame Explosion Dragon at such a young age? It was not that he did not believe it, but it was too unbelievable. Chapter 201. Oh no! The Black Flame Explosive Dragon has started its counterattack, the man who was talking to Han Kuan suddenly shouted. Han Kuan's heart skipped a beat as he quickly looked towards the Black Flame Explosive Dragon. The Black Flame Explosive Dragon got up from the ground and shook its huge head. When it saw that the one who attacked it was a puny human, it was completely enraged. Roar! A dragon's roar pierced through the clouds and shook the void. At the same time, an unparalleled pressure spread out in all directions. Everywhere it passed, the mutated beasts would tremble and crawl on the ground. Han Kuan and the rest on the city wall were pushed back by the pressure. Su Chen stood where he was and did not move an inch. However, his clothes were fluttering even though there was no wind. This guy sure knows how to act cool. Su Chen mumbled as he rubbed his nose. The black flame explosive dragon roared and spat out a lava-like flame at Su Chen. Dragon flame. Han Kuan's expression changed when he saw this. Dragon flame was the black flame explosive dragon's true fire. It could be seen as a fire-type spell. However, compared to a normal fire-type spell, dragon flame was more than twice as powerful. Take the black flame explosive dragon for example. Although it was only level 3, the dragon flame it spat out was even more powerful than a level 4 fireball. It's over. Han Kuan sighed deeply. Originally, he still had a glimmer of hope for Su Chen. However, when he saw the dragon flame, his hope was completely extinguished. From his point of view, even a level 4 evolver would definitely die if he was attacked by the dragon flame. Moreover, Su Chen was such a young magician. Wu Yang's heart skipped a beat when he saw the dragon flame on the intelligent chariot. He also thought that Su Chen would not be able to defend against the dragon flame. He shouted in his heart, "Dodge it." The others didn't recognize Long Yan. They only saw a meteor-like fireball flying towards Su Chen. Their faces didn't look too good. Fireball beyond level 4? Su Chen narrowed his eyes. He also didn't know what dragon flame was, but he could clearly feel the powerful fire element power contained within it. Initially, he wanted to test the power of the ancient god-fiend body without dodging. However, after witnessing the terror of the dragon flames, he gave up on this plan. Of course, giving up didn't mean that he was afraid. At this moment, a thought appeared in his mind. He wanted to destroy this huge fireball head-on. Then, he released his spiritual energy and wrapped it around his hands. At the same time, golden scales on the arm was also used. As the dragon flames approached, Su Chen did not retreat and counterattacked. Instead, he grabbed forward with his bare hands. What is he trying to do? Is he crazy? Han Kuan opened his mouth wide. He almost thought that his eyes were playing tricks on him. He could not understand Su Chen's suicidal behavior. How could the dragon flame, which was more powerful than a level 4 spell, be caught by hand? Even if you want to die, you don't have to do this, right? Could it be that he wanted to die with dignity? Just as Han Kuan was puzzled, Su Chen had already grabbed the dragon flame. Violent fire energy poured out of the dragon flame, and the surrounding temperature quickly rose to a terrifying level. The air seemed to be burning. If it were someone else in Su Chen's position, they would have been burned to ashes. However, Su Chen was unscathed. No matter how violent the dragon flame was or how hot the temperature was, as long as it touched his body, it would automatically be annihilated. It could not hurt him at all. At this moment, the heaven-defying power of the ancient god-fiend body was fully displayed. Chapter 202. After blocking the heat of the dragon flame, Su Chen grabbed it with all his might. A powerful force shot out from his fingers, aided by his spiritual power. With just one grab, Long Yan's fireball exploded. There was a loud rumble. The moment the dragon flame exploded, sparks flew in all directions. The city walls and the ground were filled with holes. The mutated beasts that were close to the explosion were burned to ashes. Su Chen was at the center of the explosion. However, when the sparks landed on his body, they were like tiny raindrops. They could not even make a splash before they disappeared. When the sparks had completely disappeared, everything within a 10-meter radius around Su Chen was burnt black. Not even a blade of grass could be seen. Even the mutated beasts were caught in the crossfire, and hundreds of them died. On the other hand, Su Chen was still standing in the middle of the field, and there was not even a trace of injury on his body. Witnessing this strange scene, everyone was dumbfounded. The black flame explosive dragon was as shocked as a stone statue. Its basketball-sized eyes were about to pop out. Since when had the dragon flame that it was so proud of been destroyed by a weak human? This was such an unimaginable thing. Even though it had seen it with its own eyes, it did not want to admit it. Or rather, it did not want to face it. After a long while, Han Kun came back to his senses. His heart was in turmoil. Oh my God! Is he still human? A mere human cultivator could destroy the dragon flame that surpassed the level 4 fireball spell with his bare hands. How strong must his body be to be able to do this? Even a level 5 evolved being would not have such a strong body. Also, isn't he a lightning element sorcerer? Why did he become an evolved being? Does he have 2 major professions? Also, what level has his cultivation reached? Level 5? Or level 6? Why is he so young? All kinds of questions lingered in Han Kun's mind. He wanted to rush to Su Chen's side and ask him what was going on. At the same time, everyone on the intelligent war chariot heaved a sigh of relief. The fact that Su Chen could catch the dragon flame with his bare hands was enough to prove his strength. It also meant that he had the ability to kill the black flame explosive dragon. Yang Hao and Chao Ran looked at each other and gave each other a thumbs up. They exclaimed, "Chen Gu, you're awesome." It was obvious that their admiration for Su Chen had reached a new height. Wu Yang sighed. "It seems that my understanding of your strength is still too shallow." Su Chen had caught the fireball twice with his bare hands, and he had witnessed it. However, at that time, the fireballs were only at level 2. They were not on the same level as the black flame explosion dragon. At first, he thought that Su Chen would not be able to escape. Unexpectedly, Su Chen once again created a miracle by catching the dragon flame that surpassed the level 4 fireball spell with his bare hands. This was something that even a level 5 evolver would not dare to think about. At this moment, he suddenly remembered his evaluation of Su Chen from a long time ago. No matter what Su Chen did, he would not do it without thinking. He would do it with absolute confidence. Su Chen's previous performance had undoubtedly proved this point. Tan Lin and Yang Qian's eyes never left Su Chen. Other than admiration, there was also deep love. On the other side, Su Chen flicked the ashes off his hand. A strange smile appeared on his face. Then, his gaze fell on the black flame explosive dragon as he walked towards it. The mutated beasts in front of him did not dare to stop Su Chen when they saw him walking over. They all moved aside. This was an instinctive fear of the strong. Chapter 203. The black-scorched explosive dragon recovered from its shock. It suddenly realized that the human who had destroyed its dragon flames was approaching it. Although it did not want to admit it, it had to admit that the human in front of it gave it an extremely dangerous feeling. Especially the evil smile on his face and the greedy look in his eyes. It was as if he saw it as prey. At that moment, the black-scorched explosive dragon felt its heart skip a beat. It knew very well that if it did not leave as soon as possible, it might become the human's prey. With that thought in mind, it flapped its wings wildly, wanting to soar into the sky and escape this place. Seeing this, everyone was shocked. What was going on? The powerful black-scorched explosive dragon was trying to escape. Did it not want its dignity as a dragon? Seeing that the black-scorched explosive dragon was trying to escape, Su Chen smirked and said with a condescending smile, "Do you think you can escape?" As soon as he finished speaking, he raised his hand and shot out a beam of green light. When it came close to the black flame blast dragon, it turned into a thick green vine and bound one of the black flame blast dragon's front limbs tightly. Before the black-scorched explosive dragon could fly, it suddenly realized that its forelimbs could not move. When it lowered its head and saw that it was a green vine that was wrapped around its forelimbs, it had a very absurd feeling. How could a mere wood elemental entanglement spell control it? The black-scorched explosive dragon exerted its strength and tried to break free from the vine. However, it did not expect that the vine did not seem to be an ordinary wood elemental entanglement spell. It was extremely tough. Even if it managed to break a few holes in the vine, it was impossible for it to completely break free in a short period of time. It should be noted that the wood elemental entanglement spell that Su Chen used had been fused with the serene pool divine wood. Its power was naturally more than double that of an ordinary wood elemental entanglement spell. It was reasonable that the black-scorched explosive dragon could not break free immediately. Realizing this, the black-scorched explosive dragon started to panic. Would that human give it time to break free and escape? The answer was obvious. At this time, Su Chen held a pitch-black saber and rushed over with the momentum of a whirlwind sweeping away clouds. The black flame Tyrannosaurus wasn't going to sit there and do nothing. It raised its claws and slapped Su Chen. Su Chen didn't choose to fight head-on. A purple light flashed under his feet, and the moment the rapid combat boots was activated, he disappeared without a trace. In the next moment, the black flame explosion dragon's sharp claws slammed into the ground, causing the earth to tremble. Su Chen flashed in front of the black fire explosive dragon and swung his blade. There was a flash of lightning on the blade. Then, a blue torrent shot out, heading straight for the black flame explosive dragon's head. What a terrifying lightning spell! Han Kuen's mouth twitched as he stood on the city wall. Even though he was far away, he could still clearly feel the terrifying power of lightning contained within the blue torrent, which made his heart palpitate. The black flame Tyrannosaurus felt it even more keenly. In the face of such a terrifying lightning spell attack, it trembled uncontrollably as a deep sense of powerlessness welled up in its heart. As if he had accepted his fate, he allowed the blue torrent to fly towards him. Boom! Crack! Bang! Amidst the flashes of lightning and thunder. The blue torrent crashed into the black flame explosive dragon's head, blasting it into a bloody mist. Then, the black flame explosive dragon's headless corpse fell to the ground. He killed the black flame explosive dragon with a single strike. Han Kuen's jaw dropped. He was so shocked that his jaw almost dropped. His mind was buzzing as if he had fallen into a state of chaos. Chapter 204. Leader. We are saved. We can live. The people around Han Kuen were extremely excited. With the death of the black flame dragon, the remaining mutated beasts would definitely panic. Perhaps they would scatter like birds and flee this place. Then, Fengshi Colony would be saved. Qinggu is too awesome. Yang Hao, who was on the MCV, jumped up and down excitedly. Chao Ran, who was beside him, also clenched his fists. Sherdania pouted, saliva dripping from his mouth. No one knew what he was saying. Chao Ran asked curiously, Daniu, what's wrong? Sherdania swallowed his saliva and smiled. I want to eat dragon meat. Chao Ran and Yang Hao looked at each other, and their eyes lit up at the same time. Wu Yang couldn't help but smile when he saw that the three of them were thinking about dragon meat. On the other side, the mutated beasts were stunned when they saw that their leader was killed. Then, they all fled toward the Dark Valley Mountains. F***CK. Don't run. Su Chen panicked. He came here to kill the mutated beasts. Now that they were all gone, how was he going to get the shards? Su Chen waved his hand at the intelligent chariot and began to kill the mutated beasts. In order to kill more, he didn't hold back. Spells of various elements took turns to attack, and a bloody storm broke out among the mutated beasts. Bang! The fireball exploded, and dozens of mutated beasts were killed on the spot. A gray wind blade swept out, and dozens of mutated beasts were beheaded on the spot. Powerful thunder spells raged, and the mutated beasts howled in agony. A large number of them died. Lightning, wood, fire, wind, ice. My mother is here. He is an all-elemental psychic. Han Kuen, who was on the city wall, recognized that Su Chen was an all-elemental psychic. He was petrified. At the same time, the intelligent chariot rushed over at lightning speed. When it got close, Wu Yang and the others got off the chariot and joined the slaughter. The intelligent war chariot also went all out. The ungraded Gatling gun continued to fire, killing the mutant beasts one after another. Moreover, the newly developed magnetic storm net was also released at this moment. Its power was also very great. The moment those mutant beasts were caught in the net, they would be electrocuted into charred corpses. Leader. These people are too strong. A man beside Han Kun said in a trembling voice. Su Chen's team only had 9 people, plus the MCV, they were able to slaughter the mutant beasts. His strength was so great that it completely exceeded his imagination. Han Kun did not reply. He was still in a trance. It was obvious that he had not recovered from the shock. Su Chen and the rest were still hunting mutant beasts, and the sky was dark. It lasted for an hour before he stopped. In this 1 hour, the number of mutant beasts that had been killed was close to 7,000. Of course, there were still 1,000 or 2,000 that escaped into the dark valley mountains. Due to the complicated terrain and the satisfactory harvest, Su Chen did not chase after them. Standing on the spot, Su Chen let out a sigh of relief. He glanced around, and soon, hundreds of fragments of different colors appeared in his eyes. Seeing this, the corner of his mouth could not help but curl up. The rest of the time was to pick up the fragments and dig for energy stones. Su Chen did not even need to say anything. Yang Hao and the others had already started. Su Chen did not stay idle. He walked up to a colorful fragment and grabbed it. Picked up, upgrade gem, fragment *111. The fragment is full. Can be used or exchanged for energy points. Use. Chapter 205. After putting the upgrade gem into his storage pouch, Su Chen grabbed a purple fragment. Picked up 9th Heaven Dazzling Thunder fragment *1, 6 out of 10. The fragment is not full, so it cannot be used. It can be exchanged for energy points. No exchange. Picked up 9th Heaven Mysterious Ice fragment *1, 3 out of 10. The fragment is not full, so it cannot be used. It can be exchanged for energy points. No exchange. Picked up Apple Tree Seed fragment *1, the fragment is full. It can be used or exchanged for energy points. Exchanged for energy points. On the city wall, Han Kun and the others could not stay calm when they saw the mutant beast corpses all over the ground. It could be said that both the mutant beasts and the energy stones were a huge fortune. However, no matter how good the things were, they could not have any evil thoughts. There was no other reason. Su Chen and the others were too strong. Especially Su Chen. In their eyes, he was a master who could catch dragon flames with his bare hands and slay a dragon with one slash. If they dared to have any evil thoughts, they would be crushed by his finger. Leader, what should we do? A man beside Han Kun asked. Han Kun took a deep breath and said, "You all wait here. I'll go down and talk to that senior." No matter what, Su Chen had saved the lives of the people in the city. As the leader, it was only right for him to thank Su Chen. When Su Chen was picking up the fragments, a man's respectful voice came to his ears. "Senior, I'm Han Kun. Thank you for saving my life." Su Chen looked up and glanced at Han Kun. He said lightly, "I'm here to hunt the mutant beasts, not to save you. You don't have to thank me." After that, he continued to pick up the fragments. Han Kun coughed awkwardly and smiled. "Senior, is there anything I can do for you?" Su Chen thought for a moment and said, "Ask your people to help me dig for the energy stones. But I'll say it first. Don't blame me for being rude to anyone who dares to take the energy stones." Considering that there were too many mutated beasts, with just the 9 of them digging, who knew how long it would take? He might as well ask Han Kun's men to come out and help. When the time comes, he would just have to share some of the corpses with them. Anyway, there were so many mutated beasts that he couldn't take them all. It would be a waste to keep them. "Senior, I'll do it right away." Han Kun was overjoyed. He turned around and ran into the city. Through this matter, they might be able to form some good karma with Su Chen, which was undoubtedly a great thing for Fengshi colony. After Han Kun left, Wu Yang came to Su Chen's side and whispered, "Su Chen, this guy seems to be the leader of Fengshi. What is he doing here?" "He came to express his gratitude, so I asked him to lead some people to help dig for energy stones," Su Chen replied casually. "Oh." Wu Yang nodded. Now that he knew Han Kuen's intentions, it was not appropriate for him to ask any more questions. He continued to dig for energy stones. Su Chen continued to pick up the fragments. Picked up, iced red tea fruit seed, fragment *111. Fragments are full. Can be used. Can be used or exchanged for energy points. Use. After obtaining the seed, Su Chen directly planted it in the planting dimension. Then, he grabbed another black fragment. Picked up, Ares armor, fragment *1, 210. Fragments are not full. Cannot be used. Can be exchanged for energy points. Not exchanging. Picked up, 9 nether ice, fragment *1, 410. Fragments are not full. Cannot be used. Can be exchanged for energy points. Not exchanging. Chapter 206. Senior, everyone is here. Han Kun came to Su Chen's side and said respectfully. Originally, there were thousands of people in Fengshi settlement, but considering that too many people could cause trouble, he only chose 100 loyal subordinates. Then let's do it. Su Chen ordered and called Han Kun to his side. He whispered, "My name is Su Chen, 17 years old this year. I should be younger than you, right? Don't call me senior in the future, just call me by my name." Han Kun kept calling him senior, which made Su Chen feel uncomfortable. He felt like he had aged 10 years. 17 years old. When Han Kun heard that Su Chen was only 17 years old, he almost choked. A 17-year-old level 3 evolver? A 17-year-old level 3 all-elemental magician? Han Kun's mind was buzzing. He looked at Su Chen in a daze, not knowing what to say. "What? Do you think I will lie to you?" Su Chen rubbed his nose and said lightly. "Senior." Brother Su misunderstood. Han Kun was shocked and quickly explained, "Brother Su is so young, but you have such great strength. I really admire you." "Alright, there is no need to be so polite," Su Chen interrupted and said, "I have something to ask you." "Brother Su, please ask. I will tell you the truth." Han Kun cupped his hands and lowered his posture. Su Chen nodded and said, "Where did you get the formation of Fengshi settlement?" Even a big force like Vajra city did not have a defensive formation that could protect a city. And Fengshi was just a small, inconspicuous organization, so where did he get it from? Su Chen was very interested in this matter. Han Kun hesitated for a moment and said bluntly, "I won't hide it from Brother Su. The formation was obtained by my father in a secret realm a few years ago. However, the formation has been broken and can't be used in the future." He thought that Su Chen was spying on the formation, so he told him about the destruction of the formation. For a large-scale array like this, it should consume a lot of energy stones, right? Su Chen probed calmly. Han Kun nodded and said, "It does consume a lot of energy, and it requires energy stones of level 2 and above?" Hearing this, Su Chen's eyes lit up and he asked, "Your Fengshi settlement is only a small settlement. There shouldn't be too many experts, right? Where did those high-grade energy stones come from?" Han Kun did not hide anything, nor did he dare to hide anything. "We once found an energy mine in the Dark Valley Mountains. From there, we obtained a large amount of grade 2 and grade 3 energy stones." Su Chen's heart skipped a beat. "How many level 3 energy stones do you have left?" If the Intelligent War Chariot wanted to upgrade to level 3, it would require a large amount of level 3 energy stones or level 3 energy stones. Since he did not have many level 3 energy stones on him, he wanted to exchange some with Han Kun. We still have more than 100 level 3 energy stones. If Brother Su needs them, Fengshi settlement will give them all to you. Han Kun gritted his teeth and said. Although level 3 energy stones were precious, if he could use them to build a relationship with someone as strong as Su Chen, it would be worth it. It was undoubtedly worth it. I won't take your things for free. Su Chen smiled and said, there are many mutated beasts here. I'll take a portion and exchange the rest for your level 3 energy stones. Thank you, Brother Su. Han Kun was overjoyed. After the formation was broken, the level 3 energy stones were not very useful to them. Because their cultivation was too low, they would not be able to use high-grade energy stones in a short period of time. However, the carcasses of the mutated beasts were different. Apart from being able to fill their stomachs, the meat of the mutated beasts also contained rich energy. Eating it would increase one's cultivation. Moreover, there were thousands of mutated beasts' carcasses. Their value was much higher than 100 level 3 energy stones. It could be said that no matter how one looked at it, they had profited greatly from this transaction. Chapter 207. Brother Su, I'll go back and prepare. After saying that, Han Kun turned and ran back to Fengshi as if he was afraid that Su Chen would go back on his word. Su Chen did not mind. He could not take all the mutated beasts here. It was a surprise that he could use this opportunity to exchange for some level 3 energy stones. After Han Kun left, he continued to pick up the shards. Picked up, Mysterious Ice of the Netherworld, Shard X1, 510. Shards are not full and cannot be used. Can be exchanged for energy points. No exchange. Picked up, Magic Fusion Gem, Shard X1, 310. Shards are not full and cannot be used. Can be exchanged for energy points. No exchange. Picked up, Stamina Potion, Shard X1, 11. Shards are full and can be used or exchanged for energy points. No exchange. Picked up, Mysterious Ice of the Netherworld, Shard X1, 610. Shards are not full and cannot be used. Can be exchanged for energy points. No exchange. After picking up more than 20 shards in a row, Han Kun excitedly ran back with a cloth bag in his hand. Brother Su, there are 138 level 3 energy stones in total. Han Kun handed the cloth bag to Su Chen. Su Chen released his mental power and scanned. After confirming that they were all level 3 energy stones, he happily kept them in his storage bag. Then, he said to Han Kun, let's talk about other things after we are done with the energy stones. Yes. Han Kun nodded and started to help with the digging. Su Chen continued to pick up the shards. Picked up, Upgrade Gem, Shard X1, 11. Shards are full and can be used or exchanged for energy points. Use. Picked up, Mysterious Ice of the Netherworld, Shard X1, 710. Shards are not full and cannot be used. Can be exchanged for energy points. No exchange. An hour later, with the help of Han Kun and the others, all the energy stones were dug out. Su Chen had also finished picking up the shards. This time, there were no purplish gold shards, but he managed to gather all the Mysterious Ice of the Netherworld. The Mysterious Ice of the Netherworld was a manifestation of the ice element, and it had been automatically integrated into the ice element magic. From then on, Su Chen's ice-type spell techniques could be considered to have risen to a higher level. Now, they were on par with the lightning-type and wood-type spells. It was far more powerful than the spells of the other schools. In addition, there were 5 level-up gems dropped. Including the previous ones, there were now 6. Considering that he needed to store a large number of mutant beast carcasses, he directly used 5 upgrade gems to upgrade the storage bag to 80 cubic meters. Wu Yang collected all the energy stones and gave them to Su Chen. After learning that there were more than 7,000 energy stones, Su Chen felt that it was enough and put them into his storage pouch. After that, he began to choose the mutated beasts that he needed to store. Since there were too many corpses of mutated beasts, it was impossible to store all of them. Therefore, he purposely chose those that were of a higher level or tasty. Su Chen stopped after loading 40 to 50 of them. After all, there was still the black flame explosive dragon, which was the most valuable of all the mutant beasts. Of course, with the black flame explosive dragon's huge body, even if he emptied his storage bag, he would not be able to store all of it. Su Chen led the others to dismember the black flame explosive dragon. The black flame explosive dragon's entire body was a treasure. Its flesh could be used to increase one's cultivation base, its bones could be used to forge weapons, and its skin could be used to make armor. After more than an hour, the black flame explosive dragon was cut into 8 pieces. Su Chen put away a complete piece of dragon skin and put in a lot of dragon meat. He only stopped when his storage bag was almost full. Chapter 208. Old Han, you can let your people carry the mutant beasts. Also, carry the rest of the black scorch bombs back too, Su Chen said casually. Really? Han Kuen's eyes lit up, and he was so excited that his mouth trembled. He saw clearly that Su Chen had only taken a small portion of the mutant beasts, and there were about 7,000 left. If they could store it, it would be enough for everyone in Fengshi settlement to eat for a few years. Su Chen smiled and said, once you've made the arrangements, come to me later. I have something to ask you. Han Kuen nodded and went to make the arrangements. Su Chen then led everyone back to the intelligent chariot. After killing all the mutant beasts here, the harvest was not bad. He planned to rest here for the night and search for zombies the next day. After a while, he took out the omnipotent grill, black scorched dragon meat, and various fruits to prepare for dinner. At the same time, the entire Fengshi settlement was mobilized. Everyone went out of the city to carry the bodies of the mutant beasts. It was as lively as the new year. Soon, the fragrant smell of barbecued meat came from the intelligent chariot. Chengu, how about you try the dragon meat first? Yang Hao had finished the first batch of barbecued meat and sent it to Su Chen. Su Chen did not stand on ceremony and took a bite. He nodded and said, it's not bad. The black scorched dragon meat was chewy, but its taste was not as good as other mutant beasts. However, as a level 3 mutant beast and a dragon, its meat contained rich energy. This was not something other mutant beasts could compare to. Su Chen finished the barbecued dragon meat and said, try it. Shi Dainiu was already drooling. He took a skewer and ate it. The others also started eating. Brother Su, I'm here. At this time, Han Kuen came to the car and greeted Su Chen. Old Han, you came at the right time. Come and have some barbecued dragon meat. Su Chen called Han Kuen into the car and handed him a skewer. Thank you, Brother Su. Han Kuen was flattered. Have a taste. Su Chen smiled. Han Kuen took a big bite and swallowed it without chewing a few times. He then praised, delicious, too delicious. Although he was the leader of the settlement, he had not eaten barbecued meat for a long time. Su Chen laughed involuntarily. He handed over a few more bunches of meat and said with a smile, eat slowly, there's plenty of barbecued meat. Yes. Han Kuen hurriedly nodded his head, but he couldn't stop his mouth from taking mouthful after mouthful. The way he ate was exactly the same as the way Shi Dainiu ate barbecue for the first time. After Han Kuen finished the barbecued meat, Su Chen passed him a few fruits. Looking at the fresh fruit in his hand, Han Kuen was so surprised that he couldn't close his mouth. Compared to barbecued meat, fruits were much rarer in this post-apocalyptic world. That was because there were a large number of mutated beasts in this world. There would always be a chance to kill one and have a meal. However, it was very difficult to plant a fruit tree, and it was also very difficult to survive. In addition, it took a long time to bear fruit, so it was very difficult to see ripe fruits. Han Kuen had only eaten it once since he was young. Brother Su, this thing is too precious. Han Kuen was a little embarrassed. Su Chen didn't care and said, I have a lot of this. You can eat until you're full today. Upon hearing Su Chen's words, Han Kun did not decline anymore and started to eat in large mouthfuls. After eating a few fruits, he touched his mouth and said, Brother Su, why are you looking for me? Nothing much. I just want to find out where there are zombies and mutated beasts nearby. It would be best if there are more than 10,000 of them. Su Chen said casually. His plan was to keep hunting zombies and mutated beasts. After killing all of them here, he would naturally go to the next place. Chapter 209. There are a lot of zombies and mutant beasts nearby, but there is only one place with more than 10,000 zombies. Han Kun hesitated and stopped. Seeing Han Kun's serious face, Su Chen asked, Old Han, why don't you tell me? Where is that place? Han Kun didn't want to tell him because that place was too dangerous, but thinking of Su Chen's strength, he didn't hesitate and said, Tian City. There are more than 10,000 zombies there. Tian City. Su Chen murmured and recalled the topography of Qinyu Island. Soon he remembered that there was a place called Tian City. However, Tian City was just a small gathering place. It was not even as big as Fengxi. Why were there so many zombies? Old Han, are there really so many zombies in Tian City? Su Chen was a little confused. Han Kun nodded and promised, a few years ago, my father took me there once. I saw the number of zombies with my own eyes. Su Chen nodded slightly and narrowed his eyes. Now that he knew that there were a lot of zombies in Tian City, he had to go hunting tomorrow. Brother Su, are you going to hunt zombies? Han Kun looked worried. Su Chen nodded. Brother Su, the zombies in Tian City are not easy to kill. Han Kun was silent for a while and said again. Even though he knew that Su Chen was strong, he was still a little worried. He decided to explain the situation in Tian City to persuade Su Chen. If Su Chen insisted on going, he could make some preparations in advance. Are the zombies in Tian City very powerful? Su Chen raised his eyebrows. Han Kun explained, most of the zombies in Tian City are level 1, and there are many mutant zombies. They are proficient in all kinds of magical attacks. Plus, there are so many of them that almost no one dares to provoke them. Hearing this, Su Chen was not surprised. Instead, he was happy. For him, there was no difference between killing ordinary zombies and level 1 zombies. He could kill a lot of them. But there was a world of difference in the rewards. Killing ordinary zombies would only yield ordinary energy stones, and the chances of shards dropping were not high. On the other hand, killing level 1 zombies yielded level 1 energy stones, so the chances of them dropping fragments were relatively high. At this moment, he had already decided that he would go to Tian City no matter what. Han Kun stole a glance at Su Chen. When he saw that not only was Su Chen fearless, he even seemed excited. He muttered to himself, could this be the confidence of a powerhouse? Taking a deep breath, Han Kun reminded him, Brother Su, Tian City is not as simple as high-level zombies and mutated zombies. The most terrible thing is that there is an intelligent level 3 zombie. Once the zombies had intelligence, they would have the ability to command the zombie army, which would make the zombie army more powerful. Su Chen was somewhat disapproving, and there was even a trace of disdain on his face. Not only had he seen intelligent zombies, he had also killed them. In front of him was Jin Jiasher, and behind him was Jiang Qingfeng. Both of them were easily killed by him. Therefore, zombies with intelligence were a terrifying existence in the eyes of others. But in his eyes, they were actually just high-level zombies that he could kill with one hand. However, Su Chen had a trace of doubt. It was reasonable to say that the zombies in Tian City were powerful enough to run rampant in Qinyu Island. Why did they have to live in such a small place like Tian City? Not understanding the situation, he asked, Old Han, have the zombies in Tian City gone to other places? Chapter 210. It's strange. The zombies in Etion City rarely go out. Even if they do, they come out in batches and there are very few of them. Han Kun explained and then reminded, however, as long as you step into Etion City, you will be attacked by the zombies. Hearing this, Su Chen's thoughts started to turn. He vaguely felt that the zombies in Etion City and the zombies in the mine pit in the Huangzi mountain range were similar. Could it be that there was also a passage in Etion City? Were the zombies there controlled by the mutated race? The more Su Chen thought about it, the more he felt that it was possible. At that time, the zombies in the mine pit in the Huangzi mountain range were also attracted out in batches under the control of the Green Turtle tribe. However, he was not completely sure whether there were mutated race in Etion City. He could only find out when he went there. Then, he stopped thinking about it and chatted with Han Kun about other things. Slowly, they became familiar with each other. As the conversation deepened, Su Chen found that Han Kun was a person with great ambition and a strong sense of responsibility. Moreover, his ability was also quite good. Fengshi Colony was just a very inconspicuous small colony, but it was able to stand tall in the apocalypse. The key was Han Kun's strategy. Han Kun had a good impression of Su Chen. Although Su Chen was powerful, he did not have the slightest sense of arrogance. One should know that in the apocalypse, the strong were respected. The strong were often arrogant to the weak. He had seen this kind of thing many times. However, Su Chen chatted happily with him and did not put on any airs. He could not help but have a good impression of him and even admire him. He also thought that if it were not for Fengshi Colony, he would have joined Su Chen's team. Even being Su Chen's follower was a very good choice. In this way, everyone ate barbecued meat and fruits and chatted until late at night. Then, Han Kun said goodbye and left. Because they had to go to Etion City tomorrow, Su Chen and the others also went to rest. The next morning, Han Kun led the entire city to send off Su Chen respectfully. It was as if they were welcoming a national leader. Before leaving, Su Chen gave Han Kun 2 seeds. One was a bread tree seed, and the other was an apple tree seed. He had too many seeds, and the planting space couldn't hold them all. It would be a waste to keep them, so he didn't mind giving away 2. When Su Chen informed him of the results, Han Kun was immediately shocked by Su Chen. After that, the two of them chatted for a while before Su Chen boarded the intelligent war chariot and left. After locking onto the location of Etion City, the intelligent war chariot advanced at full speed. Etion City was quite far from here. Even with the speed of the intelligent war chariot, it would take 3 days to arrive. With nothing to do, Su Chen took out all of his level 3 energy stones and upgraded the intelligent chariot to level 3. The defense of the intelligent war chariot had increased greatly after its upgrade. It could now withstand the attacks of level 3 creatures. In addition, the detection range, attack power, and space had also increased. The magnetic storm net could now kill level 2 zombies. The space inside the chariot had expanded to 100 cubic meters. The detection range had increased from 50 kilometers to 100 kilometers. Su Chen was very satisfied with the result of the upgrade. Then, he looked at the central control screen and began to search for the whereabouts of zombies and mutant beasts. His main target was the zombies in Etion City. However, if there were zombies of similar numbers along the way, he would kill them along the way. Chapter 211. After driving for more than 2 hours, Su Chen finally found traces of zombies. In an abandoned small town, there were about 1,000 zombies gathered. This number was enough to make him excited. Satoshi, go to that place. Su Chen ordered. Yes. The intelligent war vehicle received the order, turned around, and galloped toward the small town. Chengu, did you find zombies? Yang Hao and the other 2 came to Su Chen's side with some excitement. Su Chen nodded, get ready, there are about 1,000 zombies. He was too lazy to fight with such a small number of zombies, so he would let Yang Hao and the others train. Okay. Yang Hao and the other two rubbed their hands, eager to fight. Su Chen's eyes fell back on the central control screen, and found that there were not only traces of zombies in the small town, but also 3 humans. And these 3 humans seemed to be trapped in a building by zombies. You 3 are lucky. Su Chen muttered. He could foresee that if he did not hunt these zombies, these 3 people would be trapped to death, even if they were not killed by the zombies. Half an hour later, the intelligent war vehicle rushed into the small town, and went straight to a 3-story building. Under this building, there were a large number of zombies gathered. The inside of the small building was obviously where the 3 humans were hiding. The appearance of the intelligent war vehicle quickly attracted the attention of the zombies. Suddenly, a large number of zombies rushed toward the intelligent war vehicle. At the same time, Yang Hao and the others also rushed out of the car. Sherdania rushed to the front, constantly waving the sky hammer, and at least 4 or 5 zombies died on the spot with every swing. Yang Hao and Chao Ran were not slow, but compared to Sherdania, they were much slower. Even if they worked together, they couldn't kill as many as Sherdania. Wu Yang and Yang Lingtian didn't deliberately kill the zombies. They waited for the zombies to get close to them before they made a move. They all saw that although there were many zombies here, they were all ordinary zombies. There wasn't even a single level 1 zombie. Thus, he let Yang Hao and the other 2 kill as they pleased. Su Chen did not make a move, but his eyes never left the battlefield. Every time a fragment appeared, the corner of his mouth would curl up slightly. With the passage of time, more and more zombies were killed. It was close to 300 now. However, there were only about 20 fragments. Su Chen knew that the probability of ordinary zombies dropping fragments was not high, so he did not pay too much attention to it. After fighting for over half an hour, Yang Hao and the other 2 could no longer hold on. Although the 3 of them were evolvers, they were only level 1 evolvers. It was not easy for them to fight 1,000 zombies to this extent. Su Chen was worried that they would be injured, so he let the 3 mutated wolves and the mechanical soldier attack. The mechanical soldier was a level 3 puppet, and the 3 mutated wolves were both evolvers and magicians. It was easy for them to deal with a group of ordinary zombies. In less than 10 minutes, all the zombies were killed. The 3 people on the small building were shocked when they saw this scene. The 3 of them were ordinary people. They had never seen such a powerful team of humans. 1,000 zombies were all killed in less than an hour. It was like a dream. Captain, they are all evolvers, right? Among the 3, a teenager with big eyes swallowed and said with a trembling voice. Chapter 212. They must be evolvers, and that puppet may be level 2. A middle-aged man with a sallow complexion whispered. The big-eyed boy clicked his tongue. Captain, are we going to wait here or go out? Wait here, we must not go out. The man with a sallow complexion said with certainty. Although the zombies outside were all killed, Su Chen and the others had not left yet. If they went out rashly and angered the other party, they might not even know how they died. After killing the zombies, Wu Yang and the others began to dig for energy stones while Su Chen picked up the fragments. There were a total of more than 50 fragments this time, and most of them were yellow fragments with low value. Grabbing a yellow fragment, a strange voice echoed in Su Chen's mind. Picked up, apple tree seed, fragment *111, fragments are full, can be used or exchanged for energy points. Exchange for energy points. Then, he grabbed one of the red fragments. Picked up, level 1 constitution potion, *111, fragments are full, can be used or exchanged for energy points. Use. Level 1 constitution potion, had not been dropped for a long time. Considering its high value, he kept it. Putting away the level 1 constitution potion, Su Chen continued to pick up fragments. Picked up, pet raising space, fragment *1, 9, 10, fragments are not full, cannot be used, can be exchanged for energy points. Not exchanging. 9 fragments of pet raising space had been collected, and only one more fragment was needed. This undoubtedly made Su-Chen a little excited. After a while, he calmed down and continued to pick up fragments. After more than 10 minutes, all the fragments were picked up, and most of them were exchanged for energy points. Adding the energy points obtained in Fengshi Gathering Place, the total has reached 1,800 points. Su-Chen opened Doomsday Mall and checked the points of the Level 4 All Attributes fragment. When he saw that it only required 500 energy points, his heart was moved. However, he was not in a hurry to exchange. Although his cultivation was only level 3, his real combat power was close to level 5. In Thousand Feather Island, there was almost no existence that could threaten him. It was meaningless to exchange for it too early. It was better to save it up and exchange for the Through Heaven 100-fold strength technique first. After closing the Doomsday Mall, Su-Chen returned to the car. Wu Yang and the others were still digging for energy stones. With the 8 of them working together, it wouldn't take long for them to finish digging, so he didn't join in. "Master, I found a star congregation stone nearby." Su-Chen had just gotten into the car when the intelligent war chariot suddenly spoke. "N?" Su-Chen raised his eyebrows slightly and asked, "What is a star-gathering stone?" The intelligent war chariot explained, "The star-gathering stone is a very rare ore. It contains rich lightning attributes and is very useful to me." Su-Chen's eyes lit up. "You mean I can level up?" "It's not an increase in level, but an increase in attack power. To be precise, it's an increase in the power of the magnetic storm net." "To what extent can it be improved?" Su-Chen asked urgently. The magnetic storm net was currently able to kill level 2 zombies. If it was upgraded, wouldn't it be able to kill level 3 zombies? Moreover, it would be able to kill a large number of zombies? Enough to kill level 3 zombies. The intelligent war chariot replied affirmatively. Su-Chen took a deep breath and said excitedly, "Where is the star-gathering stone?" "Master, please look at the central control screen. He has one on him." The intelligent war chariot reminded. Su-Chen turned his head and saw the image on the central control screen change, and a big-eyed teenager appeared. "It's him," Su-Chen whispered. Before, he used his spiritual power to check. There were 3 men hiding in the small building, and one of them was this big-eyed teenager. Chapter 213. Su-Chen didn't hesitate. He got out of the car and glanced at the building. "You 3 come down." "Su-Chen, is there someone upstairs?" Wu Yang maintained his usual vigilance as he walked to Su-Chen and asked. "It's okay, just 3 ordinary people." Su-Chen replied. Knowing that it was just 3 ordinary people, Wu Yang didn't ask any more and continued to dig for energy stones. The 3 people in the small building, upon hearing Su-Chen's shout, their bodies trembled. The big-eyed boy's mouth trembled. "Captain, what should we do? He seems to be calling us." The yellow-skinned man gritted his teeth. "Let's go down and take a look. If it's a blessing, it's not a curse. If it's a curse, it can't be avoided. Since they have been discovered, if they continue to hide, it is likely to anger the other party." Soon, the yellow-skinned man and the other 2 climbed down from upstairs. "Seniors, we are just hiding from the zombies here. We have absolutely no other intentions. Please don't misunderstand," the yellow-skinned man said in fear and trepidation. Pfft, sure Duo couldn't help but chuckle. She was only 7 years old, but she became a senior in the other party's eyes. It was really funny. "Look at how scared you are. I'm not a zombie." Seeing that the other party was trembling as if he was scared, Su-Chen shook his head. Then his eyes fell on the big-eyed boy and asked, "What's your name?" "Senior, my name is Zhou Yun." The big-eyed boy quivered and hurriedly replied. Zhou Yun, do you have a star-gathering stone on you? Su Chen looked at Zhou Yun and asked. Zhou Yun froze for a moment. He had never heard of the name, star-gathering stone, but he did have a piece of ore on him. He took it out and said, Senior, is it this ore? Zhou Yun took out a thumb-sized stone. It was pitch black and the surface was emitting a little starlight. At first glance, it was an extraordinary item. Su Chen's eyes lit up and said to Zhou Yun, let me see. Zhou Yun trotted forward and presented it with both hands. Su Chen took it and looked at it, then returned to the intelligent war chariot. Zhou Yun and the other two didn't dare to move. They stood there stiffly. Satoshi, is this a star-gathering stone? Su Chen communicated with the intelligent war chariot as soon as he got on the chariot. Yes, master. Su Chen's face lit up with joy. How many star-gathering stones do I need to upgrade the attack power of the magnetic storm electric net? I need about 20 pills. Su Chen nodded slightly, got out of the car, and came to Zhou Yun's side. Zhou Yun, where did you find this ore? One piece of star congregation stone was not enough for him to level up, he needed to find more. I picked it up in a river near our rocky mound, Zhou Yun replied truthfully. There should be a lot of these ores, right? Su Chen suddenly moved and probed. Zhou Ran shook her head. There used to be a lot, but they were all dug up by the fire wolves. Even the ones we picked up in the past were snatched away by them. Hearing this, Su Chen gradually narrowed his eyes. The fire wolf gathering ground that Zhou Yun had mentioned was a place where he had snatched away the star congregation stone. This meant that the fire wolf gathering ground was a gathering ground similar to that of bandits. This was undoubtedly easy for Su Chen to deal with. Since they could rob others, others could naturally rob them. How many star-gathering stones do you have in your rocky mound? Su Chen asked after calming down. The fire wolves will ask us for ores every month. If we can't hand them over, they will kill us, so we only have this one on me, Zhou Yun said with a sad face. Chapter 214. After figuring out what was going on, Su Chen called out, Captain Wu, get in the car. Yang Hao ran forward and asked in confusion, Chen Gu, don't you want the energy stones? Although they were all ordinary energy stones, there were still more than 500 left. It was still a considerable amount of wealth. If he didn't want them, wouldn't it be a waste? Su Chen blinked. There's something better waiting for us. How could ordinary energy stones be compared to the star-gathering stone? Of course, he had to get the star-gathering stone first. Yang Hao replied with an, oh, and did not ask any more questions. He turned around and got into the car. After the others got into the car one after another, Su Chen said to Zhou Yun and the other two, you guys get in too. Although Zhou Yun and the other two were a little reluctant, they did not dare to disobey Su Chen's order. They followed suit and got into the intelligent war chariot. Satoshi, search for the location of the fire wolves' gathering place. Let's go immediately, Su Chen ordered. The upgraded, intelligent war chariot had a detection range of 100 kilometers. In addition, it was integrated with the map of the mysterious heavenly continent. It was easy to lock onto the fire wolves' gathering place. Yes. The intelligent war chariot ignited and sped in a direction. When Zhou Yun and the other two saw that the intelligent war chariot could not only speak human language but also drive itself, they were deeply shocked. After the intelligent war chariot drove for more than 10 minutes, the sallow man walked to Su Chen's side and asked tentatively, Senior, why are we going to the fire wolves' gathering place? Ever since they got into the car, Su Chen had not told him the reason, which made him a little worried. Of course, we're going to rob them. A meaningful smile appeared on the corner of Su Chen's mouth as he explained, if they can rob others, we can rob them too. Hearing this, the sallow man's expression changed drastically. He said anxiously, Senior, you must think twice. It was true that Su Chen's small team was very strong. However, if they were to rob a gathering place, they would be overestimating their abilities. If Su Chen and the others went by themselves, it would have nothing to do with him. But the key point was that they were also tied to this boat. Once they provoked the fire wolf gathering place, the outcome of the three of them could be imagined. Su Chen rubbed his nose and said unconcernedly, "Is the strength of the fire wolf gathering place very strong?" The yellow-skinned man hurriedly said, "Not only do they have evolved humans, but they also have magic psychics. There are a total of 20 of them, and their leader, Yen Quan, is a powerful level 2 evolved human." After saying that, he quietly sized up Su Chen. Originally, he thought that if he revealed the strength of the fire wolves gathering place, he would be able to make Su Chen be a little wary and get rid of the idea of heading to the fire wolves gathering place. However, he noticed that Su Chen's expression was composed from the beginning until the end, and there was even contempt on his face as if he didn't take the gathering place of the fire wolves seriously at all. What was going on? Could it be that he was also a level 2 evolutionary? But at such a young age, it was impossible, right? The yellow-skinned man was a little confused. For a moment, he couldn't understand, so he looked at the others. What entered his eyes was a relaxed face. Even the 7 or 8-year-old girl had a trace of disdain. Why aren't they afraid at all? The yellow-skinned man was deeply puzzled. Su Chen glanced at the yellow-skinned man and knew what he was worried about. He smiled and comforted him, "Don't worry, there are only benefits and no disadvantages if you follow me." "I hope so." The yellow-skinned man secretly sighed. At this moment, they were also considered to be helpless and could only take one step at a time. As for the outcome, it was up to the heavens. Chapter 2:15. The intelligent war chariot's speed was maximized. After traveling for more than an hour, they arrived in front of a city that was about the same size as the Tiannan colony. "Senior, this is the Fire Wolf colony," the yellow-skinned man said with a solemn expression. He seemed to have thought of what would happen next, and his emotions were in a mess. Su Chen glanced at the city gate. At this moment, there were not only a few guards, but also many civilians going in and out. When the intelligent war chariot appeared, it immediately attracted their attention and they pointed at it from time to time. "Let's go down and take a look." Su Chen stood up from his seat and was the first to get out of the chariot. Yang Hao and the other two liked to be lively, so naturally, they would not miss this opportunity and followed closely behind Su Chen. Tan Lin and the other two girls also got out of the chariot while talking and laughing. "The three of you, let's go." Wu Yang saw that Zhou Yun and the other two were a little stunned, so he reminded them. The yellow-skinned man gritted his teeth, looked at Zhou Yun and the other two, and sighed. "Let's go." Originally, he did not want to get out of the chariot. Because if he got out of the chariot, he would have to face the people of the Fire Wolf colony, and he would undoubtedly be in the eye of the storm. However, the other party had already spoken, and if he did not do as he was told, he might be killed on the spot. When Su Chen and the others walked towards the city gate, it immediately caused a lot of whispers. Most of the discussion was about Tan Lin and Yang Qian. After all, they were both first-class beauties, so naturally, they would attract more attention. "Gentlemen, what are you doing in our Fire Wolf colony?" When Su Chen and the others approached, a guard in front of them asked. He had been guarding the city gate for many years, so he was very familiar with the people in the colony. Su Chen and the others were unfamiliar faces, so they were obviously not their people. Facing a group of people of unknown origin, he had to be 120% alert. Just as Su Chen was about to speak, a burly middle-aged man with a rough face walked out of the city gate. When he saw Zhou Yun and the other two, he suddenly raised his eyebrows, then his gaze fell on the yellow-skinned man, and he chuckled. "Chen Tong, did you pick up an oar? You took the initiative to deliver it to me?" Chen Tong's expression changed drastically when he saw the burly man. He stammered, "Captain Fong, we're not here to deliver the oar." "If you're not here to deliver the oars, then what the hell are you doing here?" The burly man's eyes widened as he cursed. Chen Tong suddenly felt his entire body turn cold. He looked at Su Chen as if asking for help. "Who is this guy?" Su Chen asked in a low voice. "Senior, his name is Fong Bin. He's the one who often goes to our place to steal ores." Chen Tong was so scared that he didn't dare to make a sound. Instead, it was Zhou Yun who reminded him. Su Chen nodded and looked at Fong Bin. At the same time, Fong Bin was also sizing up Su Chen and the others. When he saw Tan Lin and Yang Qian, his eyes suddenly filled with a fiery look. So beautiful. Fong Bin swallowed his saliva and walked forward. As he walked, he said, "Chen Tong, the ores can wait, but I'm taking these two women with me." "No, Captain Fong." Chen Tong was very anxious. Su Chen and the others were all evolvers. If Fong Bin dared to be presumptuous, a fight would definitely break out. When the time came, they would be implicated as well. F***ck off, you son of a bitch. Who are you to say no to the people I like? Fong Bin scolded angrily. In the territory of the Fire Wolf Gathering Grounds, even if the Heavenly King himself came, he would still snatch Tan Lin and Yang Qian, these two beautiful women. Tan Lin and Yang Qian's faces were filled with anger. The two of them looked at each other and took out their pulse pistols at the same time. Just as they were about to shoot Fong Bin, Su Chen's eyes flashed coldly. As he released his psychic power, he said to Chao Ran, gouge out his dog eyes. Chapter 216. Chao Ran had wanted to do this for a long time. When Su Chen gave the order, the Netherworld dagger in his hands suddenly disappeared. When Fong Bin was excitedly walking forward, he suddenly realized that his whole body seemed to be imprisoned by something, and he couldn't move at all. Before he could react, a dagger with cold light suddenly appeared in front of him. Then, with two pops, his eyes turned into two bloody holes. "Ah! My eyes!" Fong Bin's face was covered in blood, and he looked ferocious as he let out a heart-wrenching scream. Su Chen snorted coldly and gave Sherdaniu a look. "Daniu, kill him." Sherdaniu rushed forward with the sky hammer and smashed it down on Fong Bin. Bang! Fong Bin's huge body suddenly turned into a pile of minced meat. Hiss! The onlookers at the city gate all sucked in a breath of cold air. It happened too suddenly, and by the time they reacted, Fong Bin had already died tragically in front of them. Chen Tong was so scared that his scalp was about to explode, and his heart sank to the bottom. Fong Bin wasn't an ordinary person, but the nephew of Fong Chenggu, the leader of the Fire Wolf colony. How could Fong Chenggu let them go when he was killed in front of his own home? With Fong Chenggu's ruthless way of doing things, not only would they die, but they would also implicate the people at the Rocky Mound. He didn't care if others were implicated, but his family was still there. What should we do? Chen Tong's face was extremely ugly, and his mind was spinning. At the same time, there was a commotion at the city gate. The onlookers gathered in twos and threes to discuss. Oh my God! Who are they? They even dared to kill Fong Bin. Are they tired of living? Lower your voice, they even dared to kill Fong Bin. If they hear you, be careful of your life. What's there to be afraid of? Do you think Boss Fong will let them go? That's right, Boss Fong is a level 2 evolver. He will definitely avenge Fong Bin. After the guards looked at each other, one of them rushed into the city. Another guard grasped a saber and pointed it at Su Chen as he angrily rebuked, "Audacious madman, you actually dare to behave atrociously in my Fire Wolf Gathering Grounds, quickly surrender." Su Chen looked at him as if he was looking at an idiot. He seriously wondered if there was something wrong with this guard's brain. The fact that Fong Bin was killed so easily proved that they had evolved humans on their side. You are just a small guard. Where did you get the courage to question an evolved being? You can't blame others for wanting to die. Su Chen snorted coldly and didn't bother being polite with him. His spiritual force instantly oppressed the guard's body. The next moment, a strange scene appeared. Amidst the crackling sounds of bones breaking, This guard was crushed into a pile of meat paste in the blink of an eye, ending up in the same state as Fong Bin. F***ck. How did he die? I don't know, it's too strange. It's too scary. The inexplicable death of the guard impacted the minds of everyone present, causing them to be extremely terrified. Who is it? Who dares to kill Fong Bin's nephew? I'll tear him to shreds. At this moment, another angry roar came from within the city. Then, a figure the size of a small mountain rushed towards the city gate. Before the person arrived, a huge wave of pressure rushed over first. The pressure made the onlookers at the city gate unable to breathe, and they all dodged. Chapter 217. Chief Fong, it's them. They killed Captain Fong. Chen Tong's face was gloomy. When he saw Fong Qingguo rushing over with a group of experts, he ran up without hesitation and pointed at Su Chen and the others. The other person who was with him also ran over. The only one who didn't move was Zhou Yun. Zhou Yun's face suddenly changed. He yelled at Chen Tong, "Captain, what are you doing?" Chen Tong's action was tantamount to betraying them, which made Zhou Yun despise and angry. Su Chen didn't say anything, but his face was as gloomy as water. He had saved Chen Tong's life. If they didn't hurry over, Chen Tong and the other two would definitely be trapped by zombies. Chen Tong, on the other hand, didn't know how to be grateful, and even made a false countercharge. "Zhou Yun, what are you doing? Get your ass over here." Seeing Zhou Yun standing still, Chen Tong yelled at him. Chen Tong did that because he felt that although Su Chen and the others were all evolvers, they were definitely no match for Fong Bin and the others. If he didn't choose a side early, he might not be able to escape death. "Captain, you're stupid." Zhou Yun was so angry that the corners of his mouth were trembling. Su Chen was obviously here to help them, but Chen Tong chose to stand on Fong Qingguo's side. What was the difference between him and a treacherous villain? Although he didn't think that Su Chen could be a match for Fong Qingguo, he wouldn't be a villain like Chen Tong, even if he had to die. Fong Qingguo was an old man with a rougher face than Fong Bin. His body was like an iron tower, comparable to Sherdaniu. At the moment, his face was gloomy. He glanced at Chen Tong, then at Su Chen and the others. He said harshly, "Who killed Fong Bin? Come out and face your death." "Grandpa did it." "What do you want?" Sherdaniu took a step forward and snorted coldly. He had been with Su Chen for a long time, and his character had been changing imperceptibly. He was no longer as timid and fearful as before. Instead, he had become even more unyielding, confident, and even a little arrogant. Has this kid been enlightened? Su Chen glanced at Sherdaniu, rubbed his nose, and muttered to himself. He still remembered clearly that Sherdaniu had been a little timid when he killed Qin Lang in King Kong City. In the blink of an eye, he already dared to take the initiative to stand out and confront the powerhouses. It had to be said that Sherdaniu had changed a lot. However, this was what Su Chen wanted to see. Because in this post-apocalyptic world, if you blindly choose to retreat, you would only be at the mercy of others. Only by displaying one's formidable strength would one be able to strike fear into the hearts of these rascals. "Brat, you're F***king courting death." A fierce-looking young man next to Fong Qingguo licked his lips and rushed toward Sherdaniu with a machete in his hand. This was the best time to show off. As long as he killed Sherdaniu, he would leave a good impression on Fong Qingguo. As a result, his status in the Fire Wolf gathering place would also rise. Without saying a word, Sherdaniu raised the heaven-reaching hammer and smashed it down on the young man's head. When the machete and the hammer collided, there was a cracking sound. The young man's machete was smashed into several pieces. Oh no! The young man was scared out of his wits. He let go of the machete and tried to run back. However, Sherdaniu's hammer was extremely powerful. As it smashed the machete, it pressed down on the young man. There was a loud bang. The young man had no time to dodge. He was hit by the hammer and was sent flying. Chapter 2:18. In fact, Sherdaniu and the young man were both level 1 evolvers, and their strength was about the same. However, Sherdaniu was strong and could crush his opponent in terms of strength. In addition, the sky hammer was an item dropped from the fragment. It was equivalent to a divine weapon and weighed 380 kilograms. It was reasonable for it to be able to smash the young man's saber and send him flying. This guy is so strong. Is he a level 2 evolver? The onlookers were inexplicably frightened and began to discuss again. It could be said that the impact of Sherdaniu's hammer was far greater than that of the death of Fong Bin and the guard. After all, Fong Bin and the guard were ordinary people, but the young man was a level 1 evolver. Even so, he was still sent flying by the hammer, and it was unknown whether he was dead or alive. It could be seen how strong Sherdaniu was. Fong Qingwu's expression changed, but it was immediately replaced by a touch of ruthlessness. He could see that Sherdaniu was only a level 1 evolver. So what if he was stronger than an ordinary level 1 evolver? He was a level 2 evolver, enough to crush any level 1 evolver. Arrogant. Fong Qingwu was furious. He clenched his fist and rushed toward Sherdaniu, vowing to kill him with one punch. The other level 1 evolvers of the Fire Wolves also moved at this moment, surrounding Sherdaniu knew that he was no match for so many strong people. However, he didn't choose to retreat. He gritted his teeth and held the sky hammer, ready to fight. However, at this moment, Su Chen spoke, "Daniu, step back." Sherdaniu would not be a match for a level 2 evolver, let alone a group of people. He was worried that Sherdaniu would be at a disadvantage, so he decided to take action himself. When Sherdaniu retreated, Su Chen raised his hand and shot out a wind blade. Wind blade technique. Fong Qingwu was frightened when he sensed the terrifying magic fluctuations contained in the wind blade. He took out a saber from his waist without hesitation and blocked in front of him. The others also held their weapons and slashed at the wind blades. Their reaction wasn't slow, and they were very experienced in dealing with it. However, there was one thing that they absolutely did not expect. Su Chen's wind blade was a level 3 spell. How could they block it? In the next moment, a series of cracking sounds could be heard. The weapons of Fong Qingwu and the others, including their bodies, were all cut in half. Level 3 spell. He's a level 3 spellcaster. Such a thought popped up in Fong Qingwu's mind. Then, his consciousness became blurry until he died. Following the death of Fong Qingwu and the others, the entire city gate fell into a strange silence. The onlookers didn't even dare to breathe loudly. Moreover, their minds were in a mess, like a pile of paste. One strike, just one strike, easily killed a level 2 evolver and several level 1 evolvers. His powerful strength was undoubtedly revealed. How terrifying. Obviously, Su Chen's strength was completely beyond their imagination. Everyone's heart was shrouded in a deep layer of fear. Chen Tong swallowed his saliva with difficulty. His face was extremely ugly, and his intestines were turning green with regret. If he had known that Su Chen was so powerful, he wouldn't have stood on Fong Qingwu's side. Now that Fong Qingwu had died on the spot, he had lost his backing. It was easy to imagine what would happen to him. However, he didn't want to die. Plop. Chen Tong knelt on the ground and kept kowtowing to Su Chen. He shouted, "Senior, I was muddle-headed. Please be merciful and spare my life." In order to survive, he no longer cared about his old face. Chapter 2:19. Su Chen coldly glanced at him and punched from afar. A strong gust of wind blew past, directly smashing Chen Tong and the other person on the rocky mound into a bloody mess, dying on the spot. A fence-sitter like Chen Tong was a scourge if he was left alive. Of course, he had to get rid of the weeds by the roots to prevent future troubles. After killing Chen Tong, Su Chen swept his gaze across the battlefield. No one dared to look him in the eye. Who is the vice leader of the Fire Wolves mercenaries? Step forward. Su Chen raised his voice and asked after looking around. After a long time, no one dared to step forward. Senior, you've already killed the 2 deputy leaders, Zhou Yun reminded. Hearing this, Su Chen frowned. The Fire Wolves' gathering place was like a pack of dragons without a leader, so who could he ask for the Star Congregation stone from? Could it be that he had to search for it himself? This was too troublesome and a waste of time. After pondering for a while, Su Chen spoke again. Who among you is an evolver? Step forward. If you hide anything from me, don't blame me for being impolite. As soon as these words were spoken, 3 people in the crowd could no longer remain calm. They looked at each other, then stepped forward and said respectfully to Su Chen, Senior, we are all level 1 evolvers. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and said in a deep voice, Are there only 3 evolvers in the Fire Wolf gathering place? Before coming here, he had heard from Chen Tong that there were 20 evolvers and magicians in the Fire Wolf gathering place. Even if he killed some of them, he couldn't let only 3 of them remain. A middle-aged man in a gray robe hurriedly replied, Senior, 2 of them went out on a mission, and a few went to Tong Tian City in Yulin District. Sky Connect City. Su Chen pondered for a moment before asking, What's your relationship with Sky Connect City? He had quite a bit of history with Heaven Connect City, and he had killed quite a few people from Heaven Connect City. We only have a trade relationship with Heaven Connect City. Did they buy all the ores we produce here? The gray-robed man replied in a trembling voice. The ore you mentioned, is it this? Su Chen took out the Star Congregation stone and placed it in his hand. He was now a little worried. If Clear Heaven City bought all the Star Congregation stones, wouldn't this trip be in vain? Yes, it's this kind of ore. The gray-clothed man hurriedly nodded. Su Chen frowned and probed, Then does your Fire Wolf settlement have any more of these ores? There are still some, but very few. How many? Su Chen asked anxiously. The gray-clothed man thought for a moment and replied, About 20 pieces. Su Chen heaved a sigh of relief. More than 20 pieces were enough to upgrade the magnetic storm grid of the intelligent chariot. Bring all the ores over right now. Be quick, Su Chen said as he stared at the gray-clothed man. Yes. The gray-robed man turned around and ran into the city. After the gray-clothed man left, Su Chen stared at the remaining 2 evolvers and asked, How many ores did you sell to Sky Connect City? Since the Star Congregation stone was used to upgrade the magnetic storm grid, he naturally wouldn't miss it. If Sky Connect City obtained a lot, he would have to make a trip to Sky Connect City. About 1,000 pieces, one of them bowed and replied. So many. Su Chen raised an eyebrow. 1,000 pieces was enough to tempt him. At this moment, he decided to make a trip to Sky Connect City. After waiting for a while, the gray-clothed man hurriedly ran back. When he came to Su Chen's side, he directly handed a cloth bag to Su Chen and said, Senior, all the ores are inside. Not a single piece is left out. Chapter 220. Su Chen released his mental power and scanned the bag. He found a total of 27 star-gathering stones, and the corner of his mouth rose slightly. He then asked, What's your name? I'm Feng Zhe. The man in gray cupped his hands. Su Chen sized him up and said loudly, From today onwards, you are the new leader of the Fire Wolf gathering place. Ah! Feng Zhe was stunned. Su Chen then looked at the other 2 evolvers. The 2 of you are the deputy leaders. Thank you, Senior. The 2 of them were pleasantly surprised and kept thanking Su Chen. Although Su Chen was not a member of the Fire Wolf gathering place, logically speaking, he did not have the right to appoint the leader and deputy leader. However, in the apocalypse, whoever had the hardest fist had the right to speak. Su Chen's strength was unparalleled. His words were enough to deter anyone, and no one dared to refute him. Senior, I, Feng Zhe, will follow Senior's lead in the future. Feng Zhe recovered and said excitedly. Becoming the leader of the gathering place meant that he had unlimited power. Everyone had to listen to him. In the past, he did not even dare to think about it. Now, Su Chen gave him a chance. At this moment, he was extremely respectful and grateful to Su Chen. Su Chen waved his hand and pulled Zhou Yun to his side. Zhou Yun is also my friend. I'll leave him in your care in the future. If anything goes wrong, Speaking up to this point, he stopped, but the meaning was self-evident. Feng Zhe's expression froze, and he hurriedly promised, Senior, don't worry. If anything happens to Zhou Yun, you can hold me accountable. Su Chen nodded, I'll come back to take a look when I have time. Although the words were short, the meaning was not simple. It carried a hidden warning. It could be considered that he helped Zhou Yun again before he left. As soon as he finished speaking, he led everyone into the car and left the base where the waves of fire gathered. When the intelligent war chariot disappeared from sight, the crowd at the city gate breathed a sigh of relief. Even Feng Zhe and the other two heaved sighs of relief. On the intelligent war chariot, Zhou Yun looked at Su Chen in a daze and said sincerely, Senior, thank you. Su Chen's words meant that no one would dare to humiliate him in the future. Even the people at the Rocky Mound would benefit a lot from it. Don't worry about it. Su Chen smiled. The reason why he wanted to help Zhou Yun was because of the Star Congregation Stone. Then there was the affirmation of Zhou Yun's previous performance. Even when Chen Tong and the other two switched sides to Fang Qingguo, he still resolutely stood on his side. Just based on this, it was worth Su Chen helping him once. The Rocky Mound was on the route to Tian City, so it was just right to send Zhou Yun back. When they arrived near the Rocky Mound, Zhou Yun got out of the car. Before he left, Su Chen gave him a bottle of Level 1 Constitution Potion. Although the Level 1 Constitution Potion was precious, he still had a lot on him. The others were all evolved people, so it was not useful to keep it. On the other hand, he always felt that he had some fate with Zhou Yun, so he would give him an opportunity. After watching Su Chen leave, Zhou Yun glanced at the glass bottle in his hand, then raised his head and drank it without hesitation. When Su Chen gave him the Level 1 Constitution Potion, he did not tell him its effect. Zhou Yun did not know what it was for, but he believed that something given by a senior like Su Chen would definitely not be bad. Not long after he drank it, Zhou Yun's eyes suddenly lit up, and he muttered, Evolved person. Then, he knelt on the ground and kowtowed 3 times in the direction Su Chen left. He secretly swore in his heart that if he had the chance, he would repay Su Chen's great kindness. Chapter 221. After leaving the Rocky Mound, the intelligent war chariot went straight to Tian City. Su Chen took out the star-gathering stone. After upgrading the magnetic storm grid, he communicated with the intelligent war chariot. Satoshi, how many star-gathering stones do I need to upgrade the magnetic storm grid? I need 200 star-gathering stones, the intelligent war chariot replied. Su Chen pondered. Tongtian City took away 1,000 star-gathering stones. Even if it was consumed, there would still be 200 left. In this way, the star-gathering stones needed for the next upgrade of the magnetic storm grid would be settled. After that, Su Chen looked at the central control screen again and began to look for the whereabouts of zombies and mutant beasts. Soon, he found a group of about 300 zombies about 100 kilometers away from him. Originally, he didn't care about such a small group of zombies. However, this group of zombies happened to be on the way, and there was no need to change direction. He decided to kill them along the way. Satoshi, lock onto this group of zombies and drive over, Su Chen ordered. Roger that. The intelligent war chariot sped away at full speed. An hour later, the intelligent war chariot caught up with the group of zombies. Su Chen personally took action and killed the group of zombies in an instant. After picking up the fragments and digging up the energy stones, the intelligent war chariot continued on its way. During this period, they encountered several groups of zombies in succession. However, the number of zombies was not large. The largest group was only about 500 zombies. They were all killed by Su Chen and the others one by one. In addition to obtaining a large number of energy stones, Su Chen's energy points had once again exceeded 2,000. The harvest was quite good. The next day, it was still the same as usual. If they encountered a group of zombies, they would stop and hunt. If they didn't encounter any, they would continue to move towards Tian City. At noon, the intelligent war chariot slowly drove into an abandoned town. Su Chen had nothing to do, so he glanced at the central control screen. When he saw a black and a blue light spot on the central control screen, his eyes suddenly lit up. The blue dot represented humans. He didn't care at all. However, the black dots were different. They represented creatures of other races. Su Chen had encountered two alien creatures before. The first was a blood plant, and the second was a night demon woman. It could be said that he had gained a lot from these 2 times. After killing the blood plant, 10 fragments and a demonic core were dropped, which enabled the intelligent war chariot to activate its self-repair function. From the woman from the night demon clan, he learned about the 5 super clans, which gave him a clear understanding of the situation in this world. He was quite surprised and excited to be able to encounter another foreign race being. Satoshi, stop the car near this black spot, Su Chen instructed. Yes, master. The intelligent war chariot changed its route and headed straight for the black spot. 10 minutes later, after passing through several streets, the intelligent chariot stopped in front of a residential building. Su Chen glanced outside and found that the residential building had 5 floors and was well preserved. The central control screen showed that the black and blue dots were in a room on the 5th floor. Chingu, did you find zombies? Yang Hao asked. The intelligent war chariot wouldn't stop for no reason. Once it stopped, it meant that there were zombies nearby. It's not zombies. Su Chen shook his head and then said, wait in the car. I'll go out and take care of something. As soon as he finished speaking, he opened the car door and got out. He walked straight to the residential building. In the blink of an eye, he entered the corridor and disappeared. Chapter 222. The corridor was dark and quiet, and it was filled with a strange aura. Su Chen glanced at it, but did not care much, and stepped on the stairs to the 5th floor. A minute later, he came to a room on the 5th floor and stopped. Previously, through the observation on the control screen, the blue and black dots were in this room. Then, he released his spiritual power, ready to explore the situation inside. Unexpectedly, as soon as he released his mental power, he sensed another wave of mental power. There is a spirit reader. Su Chen's eyelids jumped. The number of spirit readers is very small, since transmigrating to this world. This is the first time he has encountered a spirit reader. Although Tan Lin and Yang Qian are also spirit readers, but they are too weak, directly ignored by him. But the spiritual power coming from the room is very strong. It seems to have reached the level of a level 3 spirit reader. To be able to meet a level 3 spirit reader, Su Chen is quite surprised. Intuition tells him that the level 3 spirit reader in the room is very likely to be the alien creature. Thinking of this, he did not continue to explore, lifted his foot and kicked the door. Just as the door was about to shatter into pieces, an invisible force came crashing down on him. Sure enough, it is a level 3 spirit reader. Su Chen sneered, releasing his spiritual power to block this huge force outside of his body. Because both of them are level 3 spirit readers, their spiritual power is also between the same level, temporarily in a stalemate. You are also a level 3 spirit reader. At this moment, a man suddenly exclaimed in the room. Su Chen glanced around the room. When he saw the situation inside, he raised his eyebrows slightly. He saw, in the room, in addition to a white-haired, sage-like old man, there is also an unknown green plant. This plant is more than half a meter tall, growing in a flower pot. The trunk is the thickness of an arm, on top of which there are 10 green fruits. Each of them exudes a strong breath of life, making people feel refreshed and full of vitality. What is more strange is that in the center of the trunk, there is a human face. It looks like an old man. Demon plant? Su Chen muttered. The blood plant he had encountered earlier also had a human face, so he assumed that it was a demonic plant. Kid, who are you? Why have you barged into my territory? The white-haired old man in the room sized up Su Chen and questioned him with a grave expression. In his eyes, Su Chen was very young, but his spiritual power was very strong. He was not below him at all. It was very likely that he was also a level 3 spirit reader master. Such a young level 3 spirit reader master, he couldn't help but be somewhat afraid. Looks like you're the level 3 spirit reader master. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and said lightly. Originally, he had thought that the alien creature was a level 3 telekinesis master, but obviously, he had guessed wrong. The human elder in front of him was only a level 3 spirit reader master. Kid, what are you trying to do? Seeing that Su Chen was not afraid and did not take him seriously, the white-haired old man was a little angry. Old man, where did you get that demonic plant from? Su Chen asked with a smile. You know about demonic plants? The white-haired old man's expression turned serious, a hint of murderous intent quietly appearing on his face. Demonic plants belonged to the alien species, and very few people knew about them. The demonic plant in the room was the best of the best, and it was very important to him. He would never allow anyone to spy on it. Chapter 223. Kid, leave this place immediately. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. The white-haired old man threatened. Without knowing Su Chen's actual strength, he decided to use peaceful means before resorting to force. There were people who threatened me like you, but they were all crushed to death by me. Su Chen's mouth twitched slightly as he sneered. The white-haired old man was a true level 3 spirit reader. In the eyes of others, he was definitely a top-notch expert. But in his eyes, it was not enough. If not for the fact that he wanted to know the origin of this demon plant, he could have killed it in one move. Since you don't know what's good for you, then die. The white-haired old man's face was ferocious. He held a pitch-black dagger and rushed towards Su Chen. A level 1 evolver? Su Chen was surprised. Judging from the opponent's speed, it was likely that he was a level 1 evolver. This was out of his expectations. Because the white-haired old man was a level 3 spirit reader, he must have spent a lot of time cultivating his spiritual power. Logically speaking, he should not have had time to cultivate his physical body. For this to happen, it could only mean that the white-haired old man's talent was a cut above others. He was considered a genius. However, if he wanted to hurt him with this bit of strength, it was a bit wishful thinking. Su Chen rubbed his nose and did not move. He quietly waited for the opponent to rush over. Seeing that Su Chen did not dodge, the white-haired old man thought that Su Chen was scared out of his wits. He was overjoyed, and a cruel smile appeared on his face. Go to hell. The white-haired old man rushed forward and stabbed at Su Chen's head with his dagger. Gotcha. The expected scene of Su Chen being stabbed did not happen. Instead, the dagger in the white-haired old man's hand was broken into 2 pieces. Even his hand was shattered. How is this possible? How can your physical body be so strong? The white-haired old man took a few steps back and looked at Su Chen in horror as if he had seen a ghost. Although he was only a level 1 evolver, even a level 4 evolver would be injured if he didn't dodge and let him attack as he pleased. On the other hand, Su Chen was not injured at all. Instead, he was injured. This was too inconceivable. He even suspected that Su Chen was an evolver above level 5. Su Chen had the ancient godly demon body, which was known as the invincible body. Against opponents of the same level, regardless of whether it was physical attacks, magical attacks, spiritual attacks, or poison, they were all negligible. What's more, the white-haired old man's cultivation was far below Su Chen's, let alone injuring Su Chen. What a strong physical body. Even level 4 evolvers can't have a stronger body. When the demon plant saw this scene, it was so surprised that it could not close its mouth. It looked at Su Chen with eyes full of awe. Old thing, tell me the origin and use of that demon plant honestly. Otherwise, I'm going to make a move. Su Chen rubbed his nose and said mockingly. The fruit produced by the demon plant exuded a strong aura of life. It was definitely not an ordinary fruit. He had to figure it out. Hearing this, the white-haired old man's face changed. He seemed to have made up his mind. He gritted his teeth and said, I can tell you, but I have to take half of the fruit. You want to bargain with me? It seems that you haven't understood your position. Su Chen snorted coldly and took a step forward. A violent murderous aura swept out and immediately suppressed the white-haired old man to the point that he could not breathe. Then, the white-haired old man looked at him in horror. Su Chen rushed forward and grabbed one of the white-haired old man's arms, squeezing it hard. Crack. The crisp sound of bones cracking echoed in the room. Chapter 224. Ah! The white-haired elder screamed, and his entire face was distorted. The monster plant at the side was also trembling in fear. It exclaimed, he's also a level 3 evolved being. It was extremely shocked when it thought of how Su Chen was so young but had 2 major professions and had reached level 3 in both professions. Su Chen heard the sound and glanced at the monster plant. He said softly, you can speak. You should know where you came from, right? The monster plant's language was different from human language. If it was someone else, they would not be able to understand it. However, Su Chen had integrated universal terminology, and was proficient in all the languages in the world. Naturally, he could understand the monster plant's language. Senior, you can speak the monster plant's language? The monster plant widened its eyes and was so surprised that it could not close its mouth. The young man in front of it was not only powerful, but he could also speak the monster plant's language. It was simply unbelievable. I'm asking you if you know where you came from. Cut the crap. Su Chen's face darkened, and his voice was cold. If the monster plant knew where he came from, then there was no need for the white-haired elder to stay. On the other hand, if the monster plant was as ignorant as the blood plant, then he would have to pry open the white-haired elder's mouth. The monster plant was shocked and hurriedly replied, Senior, I know. Su Chen's heart skipped a beat. He turned around and looked at the white-haired elder. Then, he raised his hand and shot out a wind blade, killing the elder cleanly on the spot. Seeing this, the monster plant was a little stunned. What's going on? Is it that I'm old and dizzy? How can he use spells to attack? Oh my God. He's a full-time cultivator. Even though it had lived for countless years, it had never seen a full-time cultivator. It had never even heard of one. Moreover, Su Chen looked like he was less than 20 years old. A full-time cultivator who was less than 20 years old. Moreover, he had reached level 3 in every aspect. This was no longer a genius. It was not even enough to describe him as a monster. The monster plant stared at Su Chen in a daze. Its heart was in turmoil, unable to calm down for a long time. Why don't you tell me where you came from? Su Chen walked up to the demonic plant and asked in a low voice. The monster plant regained its senses and replied fearfully, Senior, I belong to the monster plant lineage. I am a longevity fruit tree. What is a longevity fruit tree? Su Chen was very curious. The fruits that I bear can increase one's lifespan after consuming them. Every ripe fruit can increase one's lifespan by 10 years. Moreover, the effects can be stacked indefinitely, the monster plant explained. Hearing this, Su Chen's eyes lit up, and even his heart started to beat wildly. At first, he felt that this monster plant was not simple, but he never expected it to be this complicated. What did it mean to be able to increase one's lifespan? Everyone knew that in this world, other than zombies, humans, mutant beasts, and other races all had limited lifespans. Even the most powerful cultivators could not escape the ravages of time and would eventually turn into a pile of dirt. Consuming a longevity fruit could increase one's lifespan by 10 years. Moreover, the effects could be stacked indefinitely. Did that not mean that as long as this longevity fruit tree existed, it could live forever, compete with the sun and the moon, and resonate with heaven and earth? Su-Chen took a deep breath and calmed himself down. He asked again, how many times can you bear fruits in your life, and how long does it take for the fruits to mature? Both of these points were very important. This was because if the longevity fruit tree could only bear fruits once in its life, and it needed a long time to mature, then its effect would be very limited. Chapter 225. As long as I'm alive, I can continue to bear longevity fruits. The cycle is once every 10 years, the monster plant replied. Not bad. Su-Chen nodded slightly, a smile quietly crossing the corner of his mouth. The longevity fruit tree could bear fruits continuously and could bear fruits once every 10 years. It was enough for him and the people around him to use. He was very satisfied with this result. How long until the fruits that you bear now reach maturity? Su-Chen asked. The longevity fruit tree had already borne 10 fruits. Judging from the life aura that it was emitting, it had matured. 5 more years until it reaches maturity. Su-Chen memorized it and asked, how many longevity fruit trees are there in your monster plant lineage? Although I don't have any combat power, my ability is considered to be heaven-defying. Any monster plant that has heaven-defying ability is unique, the longevity fruit tree said proudly. Although the longevity fruit tree was a little pretentious, Su-Chen didn't mind. After all, the longevity fruit tree did have the right to be pretentious. Then, are there any other types of monster plants that have heaven-defying abilities like you? Su-Chen asked. There are, but not many. The longevity fruit tree thought for a while and replied, there are also essence fruit tree, demonic fruit tree, and power fruit tree. What are their specific effects? Su-Chen asked calmly. Essence fruit can increase mental strength, demonic fruit can increase magical strength, and power fruit can increase physical strength, the longevity fruit tree explained. Hearing this, Su-Chen took a deep breath and a look of excitement appeared on his face. These few types of fruit trees could be said to be rare spiritual items in the world. If he could collect all of them, his strength would definitely soar. Do you know where they are? Su-Chen asked anxiously. I don't know, the longevity fruit tree replied. Su-Chen was slightly disappointed, but then he thought that it was already a great fortune to be able to come across a longevity fruit tree. A man who was never content was like a snake trying to swallow an elephant. If he was too persistent, it would be counterproductive. After calming down, Su-Chen asked, how did you get here? He was caught by that little guy. The longevity fruit tree stretched out a branch and pointed at the white-haired old man. As an existence that had lived for countless years, it was reasonable for it to call the white-haired old man a little fellow. However, Su-Chen already knew about this. This was not the answer he was looking for, so he asked in a deep voice, what I meant was, how did you come to the mysterious heavenly mainland from the monster plant continent? He was brought here by an expert of our plant beast. The longevity fruit tree immediately replied after collecting its thoughts. Oh. Su-Chen nodded. It was reasonable for a spiritual object like the longevity fruit tree to attract the attention of others. His guess was that the monster plant expert must have stolen the longevity fruit tree and fled to the innate continent because he couldn't survive in the monster plant continent anymore. Where did the demon plant expert that brought you here go? It's dead. Did it die when passing through the boundary passage? Su-Chen asked casually. The boundary passage was the entrance and exit that connected two worlds. Before it was completely stabilized, it could not be passed through casually. Moreover, the stronger one was, the more difficult it was to pass through. It was not impossible for one to be killed by the boundary passage's power. It was killed by the boundary passage's power. However, it was mainly because it was severely injured by many experts from other clans before passing through the boundary passage, the longevity fruit tree said slowly. Chapter 226. Injured by experts from other clans? Su Chen frowned as he muttered to himself. How could there be other clans on the monster plant continent? With doubts in his heart, Su Chen asked, how did the experts from other clans enter the monster plant continent? Those super clans coveted our clan's sacred item and worked together to create a boundary passage. That's how they could enter the monster plant continent, the longevity fruit tree explained. Su Chen's eyelids twitched. According to what the longevity fruit tree said, his previous guess was completely wrong. The monster plant expert did not escape to steal the longevity fruit tree. He must have been forced to enter the mysterious heavenly mainland to protect the clan's sacred item. The sacred item was naturally the longevity fruit tree and the other spirit trees. Thinking of this, Su Chen was a little uneasy. He looked at the longevity fruit tree and asked, that monster plant expert didn't only bring you out, right? Yes, including me, the essence fruit tree and the other spirit trees were all brought out, the longevity fruit tree replied affirmatively. Upon hearing this, Su Chen's breathing became a little heavy as he clenched his fists tightly. Before this, he did not plan to look for the other spirit trees because he thought they must be in the monster plant continent. Since they were in different worlds, the possibility of finding them was very slim. It was basically a waste of time. However, it was different now. Since he had appeared in the mysterious heavenly mainland, he could not miss this opportunity. Of course, the mysterious heavenly mainland was vast and boundless. It was also very difficult to find them. He could only search with all his might. If he could not find them, it could only mean that he was not fated to find them. After taking a deep breath, Su Chen continued to ask, did the monster plant expert bring out the blood plant? The blood plant is considered to be one of the strongest among the monster plants. Of course, he brought it out, the longevity fruit tree replied. Su Chen had killed a blood plant before. Initially, he did not know the origin of the blood plant. Now that he thought about it, it must have been brought out by the monster plant expert and was stranded on Xinyu Island. Moreover, he also thought that the foreign clans frequently appeared in the mysterious heavenly mainland because of the monster plant clan's sacred items. Little show, are you willing to follow me? Su Chen looked at the longevity fruit tree quietly. With the longevity fruit tree's ability, it was fully qualified to stay by his side. As for his own people, Su Chen often addressed them in a very cordial manner. For example, Xiao Tai, the mechanical soldier, and Satoshi, the intelligent chariot. The three mutated wolves were Little Green, Little White, and Little Fire. Of course, he was using peaceful means before resorting to force. If the longevity fruit tree knew what was good for it, everything would be fine. If it didn't agree, it wouldn't be up to it. Master, I'm willing to follow you. The longevity fruit tree immediately replied. It knew very well that it was no longer a sacred creature of the monster plant clan. It did not have much of a choice. And Su Chen was the most powerful person it had ever seen. At the very least, its safety would be guaranteed if it followed such a powerful person. All right. Su Chen smiled cheerfully. The longevity fruit tree's answer satisfied him. Later, he used an upgrade gem to expand the planting space to 30 cubic meters. The extra space was reserved for the longevity fruit tree. After settling the longevity fruit tree, Su Chen left the residential building and returned to the intelligent chariot. Satoshi, let's continue our journey. Su Chen immediately ordered as soon as he got into the chariot. Yes. The intelligent chariot ignited and started moving forward according to the original route. Chapter 227. Chengu, what happened? Chao Ran and the other two walked to Su Chen with a smile. Su Chen had been smiling since he got on the car, which made them very curious. You will know in the future. Su Chen smiled and did not explain. Although they did not get the fragment, they did get a longevity fruit tree. Its value was unimaginable. He would not tell them for the time being. If it was leaked, it might cause unnecessary trouble. Chao Ran and the other two did not ask much. Then they returned to their original position and gathered together to chat. Su Chen sat in the driver's seat and looked at the central control screen, continuing to look for the whereabouts of zombies and mutant beasts. In the next few days, they encountered fewer zombies and mutant beasts, so Su Chen did not gain much. On the fourth day, the intelligent chariot finally arrived at Tian City. Tian City was built at the foot of a mountain, and the size of the city was almost the same as Fengshi Gathering Place. A thin layer of gray fog floated above the city, making it look somewhat mysterious. The intelligent chariot stopped 1 mile away from Tian City. Su Chen got out of the car and looked at Tian City. The gate of Tian City was open, and a large number of zombies could be seen faintly inside. As Han Kun said, those zombies seemed to be restrained, and none of them walked out of the city. Su Chen looked away and said to the people in the car, "You stay in the car, I will go and see the situation." After saying that, he ran toward Tian City. When he came to the gate, the zombies inside found Su Chen and roared at him. Seeing this, Su Chen pondered. Compared to the zombies in the deep pit in the Huangze mountain range, the zombies in Tian City were obviously more restrained. If it were the deep pit in the Huangze mountain range, those zombies would definitely rush out when they saw him. On the other hand, although the zombies here were also extremely angry, and even looked at him with bloodthirsty eyes, none of them rushed out. Su Chen waited for a while. Seeing that the zombies still refused to come out, he didn't want to wait any longer. He was here to kill zombies. Sooner or later, he would have to do it. He wanted to see how long those zombies could endure. Condensing a fireball in his palm, Su Chen aimed at the zombie at the front, raised his hand and shot it. Rumble. A loud explosion rang out. The fireball fell into the zombies and exploded, killing dozens of zombies on the spot and injuring countless zombies. Roar, then, a furious roar reverberated throughout the city. All the zombies were angry and crazy. They bared their teeth and roared at Su Chen. However, they still showed no signs of rushing out. Let's see how long you can endure this. Su Chen coldly snorted, raising his hand and shooting out another fireball. Boom! The fireball exploded, killing dozens of zombies again. Then, he used wind blade and violent thunder technique. In less than a minute, he had killed more than 400 zombies. There were also more than 50 fragments that were dropped. Su Chen was not in a hurry to pick them up. He continued to release spells to kill the zombies. He had figured it out. It didn't matter if the zombies didn't come out. He would just keep killing. Anyway, the zombies couldn't run away. Sooner or later, he would kill them all. After another round of attacks, close to 1,000 zombies had been killed. At this time, a man suddenly roared angrily in the city. "Human, you've gone too far. Do you really think that our Tian City is easy to bully? I'm bullying you. So what? Come out and bite me." Su Chen raised his voice and provoked. He had already guessed that there was an intelligent zombie here. However, this guy was really good at enduring. He waited until 1,000 zombies were killed before he was willing to come out. You're tuning into the Dreamy Love Stories YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.